It's the Lincoln Panda Show.
Man, roll the clip.
Plugging himself in. You're the worst co-host in life.
How am I plugging myself in? That's our shit.
Oh my gosh, I'm taking everything through a fucking Hershey hole. You fucking.
You stupid. That's
You're
why.
the worst. You're supposed to say, so what?
So what?
Too late. It's over.
Yo, look at this.
Revolution is.
That thumbnail made my day. Italiana. Thank you for the $2 donation too. You saw the thumbnail?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, come on. How can you not see the thumbnail?
There's a thumbnail right there. I don't got a nail in it. It's a thumb. I don't know the thumbnail. I didn't see it. I just got on. I don't even know how to check things. Stop. I'm not computer literate.
Oh wait, let's get this started right here.
Let's get this party started right.
Oh shit, you feeling the vibe? What the hell?
Mommy, when I see you, I wanna be your papi to look at you. I wanna think conmigo. Your style is mosquito, and necesito your heat. Baby, come to me. Baby, come to me. Oh.
What's up to the people, man? Let's check out some of these comments first.
Yo, you know that's funny that you put that there because I heard the AWOL diss, right? He made a song dissing me. And he
my god.
It's just trashiest shit ever. But at the end of the day, he made a diss song. He used 3 different beats. And that was one of the beats he used. And then he did his own hook to it, which was horrible. Like they gotta diss like for those upcoming Cuban Link dissers, right? Because I got a lot of them. And I will fucking burn the ashes, all of them, if I ever give them attention. But next time, like when y'all do a Cuban Link diss, like look at my disses to like Joe, K Slade, Khaled, Rick Ross. Like go check out my archives when it comes to dissing people. Like my shits be legendary. They be really lyrical. They be lyrical. I mean, having problems with these dudes for real. Don't get that twisted. But I really go into the poetry part of my brain, to my pen and pad. Like, I really give you lyrics. Like, you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? And not just because I'm saying truth about the dude. I'm really making metaphors, similes, and all of that comes with, being talented. So that's my, and this goes out to Lipstick Man, too, Ballistic Man, because he's another one. There's a Buffer Joe Soldier. Remember, he says he's the Buffalo Soldier. I call him the Buffalo Doja. Buffer Joe Doja. So, like that's creative, right? That's kind of creative. You know what I'm saying? AWOL, I haven't found it. No, he went AWOL on me. That's what he did. So he lived up to his name. That's one thing I could say. But as far as like you want to diss me lyrically, like musically, like come on, man, give me a challenge, man, because y'all niggas suck. Y'all suck. You know what I'm saying? I can't even, you know what I'm saying, get into it. Like if you make me a diss that's crazy, was like get my attention, like, oh, he went in there on a pen and pad, then I'll get in. I'll get into it. I might spit 4 bars.
You see the thumbnail?
Oh my God, the Fat Joe, the Senorita. Okay, that's funny. Put it up closer. Put it closer. Can you put it closer?
Hold up.
Oh, that's Don Francisco right there. Holy, that was dope. I didn't see that. Yeah, that made my day too. Italiana, that made my day.
All right, well.
You should put the rose in his mouth like that.
Salute to you guys, man. Thank you guys for pulling up on this Sunday. We got something special for you guys. We're going to be talking about the Senorita song that we know that Fat Joe wrote. You know what I mean? And Cuban's been taking credit for it all these years.
Steal his credit, yeah. That's
right.
That's
even Diddy co-signed Joe's story.
What's your story? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he co-signed Joe's story.
You're losing them. Don't start losing them because, I know there's jokes that you're saying it. You're saying it.
All right. Well, can we start with you telling us how the song came about?
So the song came about um them having already, like, Joe had a relationship with Puff Daddy and stuff like that. That's how he used to go to the Puff Daddy parties through the industry. They was friends already, or should I say acquaintances? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Bad Boy was Bad Boy, and Joe was Joe. But then when Joe got with Pun and us, Pun's name was bubbling. So Pun's name was really in the industry heavy after he sold 1 million records. You know what I'm saying? That's when the lights of the Puff Daddies, the dudes on top, start looking at you. Uh, and either want to collab or want to just start a relationship. And that was really the bait that Joe used. Um, you know what I'm saying, to get to, like, you know what I'm saying, do that business kind of conversations. Like, he had, remember the Don Cartagena album, he had the song. Uh, Remember we did the video for it? Oh, and then they run the streets. Then it was the
Right.
Don Gata, yeah, Mañana, you know what I'm saying? That one. Pun wrote that hook for Joe for his Don Cartagena album. And now when, like we use like Tony Sunshine to do references, Pun did like a reference for Joe. Joe went out and got Puff Daddy to really sing the hook over with Pun's lyrics, of course. So he just reenacted what Pun did and everything. And then through that, like, and that's when me and the relationships, the gates started opening. Uh, that's when after that we went to actually do the Senorita song in Puff Daddy's studio, Daddy's house, where we went in there and Joe and Puff was talking about music and all of that. I remember being in the actual main studio, the lounge part, and I remember Puffy took Joe into the actual like studio. You know what I'm saying? The booth and where the board is at. They went through that door, and it was me and Pun that was left in the outside part of it. Uh, and when Joe came back, Joe had a crazy face, like, and we looking at Joe because I know what we seen him take. Puffy took Joe in there to show him some songs, and I knew that, right? He didn't want maybe us to listen to it because we was like brand new. You know what I'm saying? We just like Joe's entourage at the time, so we stood there and we was just there waiting. They came out, and we couldn't hear nothing. Everything is soundproof. You know what I'm saying? That's how Puff, kept the stuff. And Joe came out, and then you know what I'm saying, he told us, yo, he got some shit. And that's when he played them every step I take, missing you. You know what I'm saying? And Joe's face lit up. I was like, when he came out to us, he was like, yo, he got some fire, this, that, and he was bragging about. So the relationship's already started with that. But then, like I said, Joe wanted Puff on his album. He got Puff to do the song over from Pun's lyrics, Last Mañana joint, for his single. Uh, and then through that whole shit, the Senorita shit came around about, because that's when he met us, through Joe bringing us to Daddy's house. And, he was really looking for like a Spanish shit. Spanish, he showed us the beat, the Senorita beat. And Joe, it's me, Joe, and Pun. And he played it for us. He just played it for us there was Jada Kiss's lyrics there. Jada Kiss's lyrics was on
Oh,
it.
so you heard the reference track of
Yeah. He
Jada
played it.
rapping.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
after he showed Joe the missing you and all of those songs in the booth, he came out, and that's when Joe proposed. Him and Puff was like, "Yo, I'm listening. I'm looking for a Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I want to play it for y'all. They said I really want to play it for y'all to check out the vibe and see if you could help me with the Spanish shit. That's what Puff was looking for, because Puff had, I think, it was No Way Out, right? The album,
I think so. Wait, no, is it
or All in the Family.
yeah, that one.
Why? Which one? Fuck, I don't even know. I forgot. It's been a long time. So whatever it was, that one right after, the missing you on it. Like he had Twister. You know what I'm saying? If you go back, he had mad collabos with people.
It was
They
No Way
all,
Out.
No Way Out. No Way Out.
But it's because it's called Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah.
So so like he had mad collabos with people, and that's why he always say he was an entertainer. Like I always give credit to Puff on that note because he never said he wrote those lyrics. He was like he's an entertainer, and that's what entertainers do. You know what I'm saying? At least that much you could give Puff that credit. Joe will be like, you'll write him a whole song and be like, I'm an MC, and that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah. So we go into the studio, to another studio. That was that was the main studio. Then he goes to another studio where he had the track at, because he was using all the studios in Daddy's house. He got like a good 4 or 5. So he was almost at the end of the album. So they mixing songs, different people. So now we go into the other studio. We sit down, me, Pun, and him, and Joe, and he plays us a song, puts it on crank. You know, he cranks it to the maximum. That's how we used to. That's how we always listen to songs in the hip hop room sessions. We put that shit on 11, and it could only go to 10. So,
Wait, was there any talk about Pun being the one to be on the track or
no,
write or
no,
anything?
no. It was just like he just threw it at us, like whichever other one of us could do it.
Got you.
It was like that. So he played the song, Kiss. Kiss' voice alone in that track was crazy. If y'all like Puff Daddy's voice on that track, it's one thing. But when y'all hear Kiss, like the actual author of the lyrics of the verses, Groovy Lou, yo, he killed that shit. Killed it so much that it inspired all of us. Like, this, oh shit. So right there, when he played it for us, like me and Pun looking at each other, me and Joe looking at each other, like, and I'm like, already in my head. Na, 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 na. But in my own head, right? So right there was just extra like I zoned out in my own mind like that, like just with that melody, because it was that. And I said that to Joe, and he said, like when I said that to Joe, Joe called Puffy and said, I said, yo, I got a melody, because that's how I work. I'm right there on the spot, and I'm over here with just the melody first. So I was like, da, na, 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 na. And everybody started doing that. Puffy started doing it with me, and they all started doing it like that. But I said, yo, give me like a week, and I'll come up with the lyrics. And you know, and Joe was just politicking on the business side. And he was like, yeah, you gonna do that shit, take care of it. You know what I'm saying? And I needed a copy. So at the end of that session, Puff gave me the reference, which had the Jadakiss verses on it.
Was
And
this a CD at the time, or is it
no, it
like
was a
a
tape.
DAT?
It was a tape.
Oh, okay.
It says Senorita on it. It's a tape. And he let me take it let me take it home. They don't usually do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't usually do that. He wasn't usually do that, but I was like, you know, for this one, they gave me you know what I'm saying? Like, they did it. So they gave me the tape, and I had that shit in the crib. I remember still living in Little Ville's projects. You know, my house over there. I mean, not my house, the projects, little 3-floor projects. And I was breaking night, man. Breaking night in my room still. The sherbet and fucking aqua green room with the brass bed in my mother's house.
Yo, how old are you at this time?
22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I take it home, and I remember my man, G.I. Joe. We used to call him G.I. Joe, but his name is Joe. He used to work for housing, and he used to be always around. You know what I'm saying? In the mornings, you know, the housing dudes get up in the morning, all of that. And plus, he was my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to come to my crib. So he was one of the dudes that came to my crib, and I remember spitting the hook actually for him, and letting him hear my shit and see if, you know, it was dope or not. And he was like, yo, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. But, you know, he used to always say everything I wrote was crazy. So he's one of those that be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have people that like you, you know, be a fan of yours. And they think everything's kind of crazy. And that's the beginning of my career. So I'm over here like, you sure, man? You sure? And he heard me go back and forth and trying to put the words together, even though it's so simple. Even though it's Mami Ven Aquí, I want to be your papi chulo, ven aquí. Baby, I need you conmigo. Your style is my estilo. Te necesito yo a ti. Those shits is really, when you say this, it sounds easy to say, but I had to go through a transition of getting that to being that simple. But it started really complicated. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It started really complicated. It didn't fit as it did at the end. You know, when I got it to that level, then I was like, okay, this is it. And I still wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I have to show my ass off. I have to make Joe look good. I have to be in front of Puff Daddy, the top artist in the fucking universe right now. I forgot to tell you, we also built a relationship so good that he came to the Puerto Rican Day Parade with us, with Terror Squad at that time, Puff Daddy and Mace. So they got on our what do you call that shit? On our fucking thing, carousel, whatever we call that.
Right, the float.
Yeah, the float. They got on our float, and we surprised them. So we had them hitting, right? They was on the top of the float. You know, they got different levels and shit. They had stairs all the way to the top, like a parade. Like also more like, you know, the dude, whoever's performing go all the way to the top. So we had them covered with the Puerto Rican flags. So once we started the parade off, they threw the Benjamins on, and more money, more problems. Then the Puerto Rican parade was crazy that year. Terror Squad had Puff Daddy and Mace on that shit. And that's when Puff and Mace was top of the world.
Let me
You know?
ask you this though: do you think that song "Senorita" got Diddy in that kind of mood where he was trying to get J-Lo after the fact because he was feeling like he had that kind of vibe, that flavor now?
Oh yeah, definitely. They was doing something behind the scenes. I
Because
think at
he
the
didn't start
time,
dating her until '99. The song came out in '97, but you know what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
all of that was that. All of that was that type of energy. Because what Diddy did with J Lo is the same thing he did with Cassie. Like he takes artists and he makes them pop off, not just by giving them his strength on how he's doing it musically, but design them, uh, dance, choreograph, style them. So he's like one of those dudes, always been. You know what I'm saying? He makes people pop off. He makes artists
he
pop
throws
off.
that extra sazon on it, right? Like he
Well,
like
he got his own. And I'll say, he throw his own grandma cooking sauce on it, his special. You
that
know,
baby oil on
I
it.
threw that song to him when I put that, Senorita song on, because it's like that's really Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The whole ingredients in there actually for that song, it's like the
Pause.
Boricua Morena, it's that, but a little more complicated because it's more words. But if you like, I broke it down when I was writing. I was like, yo, why like morenos and black dudes like saying to the girls like mommy? They call them mommy. And Ben Aki it's really easy to say. So that's the key to doing the crossover American and Spanish shit, is keeping it simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real simple. That because I know I grew up with my black folk, and black folk you speak Spanish, be like, mama, mami, gracias. They know certain words.
Right.
So
It's like
so you got
broken Spanish, basically.
not even broken Spanish. Like black people know certain words in Spanish that you know what I'm saying, like pendejo in New York.
I know,
Anyway,
but they're not like constructing a full-on sentence like in having like full dialogue. It's more of like you said, it's like knowing like just little
yeah,
words here to
just
throw.
enough words. Yeah, because we in New York, that's the melting pot, and we got to communicate with each other, especially black and brown. So that those kind of words, they pop out and they always around the hood. Even if the black is black dude in the hood that don't know Spanish, you gonna know certain words. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm saying with that is that started off difficult, and I was like in the process of it, I was like, I gotta keep it simple. I gotta keep it simple. So like mommy Ben Aki. So it's like mommy Ben Aki. I keep it like real simple, like that rhythm.
You had the metronome in your head.
Okay, don't help me with it. Let me just explain the way I do this. You fucking everybody up. I wanna be your papi chulo. Papi chulo is another word in the hood that you know. Oh, that's papi chulo. You know what I'm saying? Papi chulo, can't you see? And I brought it back to English. Baby, I need you conmigo. See, I kept the English. Baby, I need you conmigo. That's with me. Conmigo is your style is my estilo. Te necesito yo a ti. That's the only hard part because it's like, what the fuck is that there? Te necesito yo a ti is I need you with me. You know what I'm saying? Or I need you. Really, I need you. Te necesito yo a ti. Baby, come to me. And I flipped it back to him. So it's like, it's a perfect ingredient of Spanish, amount of Spanish and the English and the melody alone. And yeah, so that was my inspiration to do. So now I finished the song off. I'm confident, but I'm not. You know, Joe is an asshole. Joe, like I told you, he's the type of dude that we went to Funkmaster Flex. Why do you always saying the same rhyme? And he'll put you on blast, right? So now I already went through those shit, so I'm over here on some like that.
So you played it for him first?
No. He told me to meet him he told me to meet him in Puff Daddy Studio. So I didn't get to tell Pun or him this.
Oh, so he didn't even hear it until Diddy heard it.
Right. He didn't hear it until I get there because that was the second meeting and I was supposed to come up with something already. I had the tape. So now I'm going to the meeting now. But I'm just telling you how I felt. Because this thing is the type of dude to blow up the shit, make you feel like shit. Like if the shit was whack or the shit was like if Puffy didn't like it, like he would have been like, he would have looked at me like, nigga, hey. You know what I'm saying? And that's the worst. That's worse to me. Like when he do it, because then he'll go tell Pun, I told you your people suck. You know what I'm saying? So he would have did that to Pun. I would have been like extra mad. So I had to perform. I had to really come up with something that, you know what I'm saying? Because he'll do that shit.
So it wasn't recorded? You didn't record it yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's in a fucking pen and pad, spiral notebook.
Oh, so you're going to sing it live. I got you. Okay.
Right. Now I got to go to Puffy's studio again. So now hear the story. So now, like I said, that day comes. Now I got to go back to Daddy's house. This is before me having a deal or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So now we get to Daddy's house. Who's there? Puffy's there. The engineer's there. Joe was there. J-Lo, I don't know where, is there. Right? But I didn't know yet. I didn't know J-Lo was there. Let me get that right. So we went in there. I'm outside the studio. You know, as far as inside the studio, but by the boards. And I'm reading it. He put the beat. I told him to beat a little bit so I could let him know the lyrics. Right? So I let him hear it. Mommy, Ben, Aki. He's like, starts this like this. Dear Bobby Chulo, can't you see? And he's like this. Man. He looks at Joe and shit. Need you come. Joe's a little bit like, his face a little. He's a little bit like this. So now I'm over here like this. Oh, need you go. And I'm nervous as fuck, but I'm doing it. But I know the fucking the whatever, if the consequences if it shit's whack. So I was like, yeah, Playboy. All right, Playboy, go in there and do it. Like, I was like, do you want me to just spit it the way? Yeah, I said, yeah, just go in there and do it. I'll go over you because so I could get you.
Whoa, pause.
Stop. You whack with this fucking bullshit. So once I go in there, I'll do the reference and he'll go on top of the lyrics and get it because it is Spanish. It is words that he, I can't probably just teach him how to say it just like this. So I went in there and I did the hook. Mami, ven aquí, I want to be your Papa Chula, with the melody and everything. One solid take, another solid take to make the voice a little stronger. So I did 2 takes to actually get the breathy. Mami, I did the breathy 1 and 1, and I did the Mami, ven aquí, just the swag on 1. Put them together, did it. That nigga started playing it. I came outside of the booth. When I come outside the booth now, Puffy goes, no, not yet. I'm gonna tell you the J-Lo when J-Lo comes in. Puffy goes inside the booth now and starts doing his takes. So now he's going over my shit. And he's kind of mimicking my voice too, the tone. The Mommy Vena. Like he didn't do Mommy Vena. He just did the Mommy Vena.
He copied your cadence.
Yeah, the cadence. He got it. He got it to the T, as much as he could. As much as a black dude that doesn't know Spanish could get Spanish words together, he got it. So, but he left me behind. There's a track behind Senorita where I'm there still. He just lowered it, and he put himself on top. Pause with 4. He stacked them up 4 times. The same.
Right, you're the backing vocal.
Yeah, but I'm really on the bottom. Once he gets it, the whole idea behind it. Once you do that, you erase me. You take me out. Once you get 4 solid takes and you put them as 1, then you don't need me no more. You take it out because you already got it. That's how it usually be. But I think to this day, To this day, there's a Cuban link track way behind it because the Spanish came out too good. You understand? I know how I did my shit. I make sure that the Spanish are paying aquí. I expressed every vowel and syllable and pronunciation in it, so it won't be no mistakes. Because I hate when people do the little tragalengua, which means they mispronounce a Spanish word, and Spanish people are very, very like critical of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't like Nori too much in Puerto Rico, because he plays around with the language, and it's like, damn, that's why you're New Rican. And anyway, Puerto Rican people of the islands are very finicky when it comes to that, and I know that because I was raised in one. Well, I was born in one, really, and I know the culture. So now he does the four things. He's on top. The engineer is putting the thing together. We outside, me and Joe. Joe is hyped up now. I think maybe did he come with Lorena? I don't know if he came with Lorena. I'm not sure, but I know it was me, Joe, Puff.
Pun was there?
I don't know if D-Dot. Nah, Pun didn't come to the session.
D-Dot was there.
That's what I'm saying. D-Dot was there.
Yeah.
And another engineer was there. Now, he gets out of the booth. We get hear it a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times outside. You know what I'm saying? Volume 10. Boom. It's just not crazy, right, to me. But I'm over here still like, it's just, because I'm like this still. You know, I'm just that type of dude, critical of myself. But I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hearing it. She's banging. I'm looking at everybody's faces. You're like this. Yo! Nigga Puff started jumping up and down like, yo, 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 like that, right? Now he gets out, now he leaves the studio for like 5-10 minutes. And we in there, like, I was talking to Joe. Like that 5-10 minutes, I'm talking to Joe. I was like, yo, shit came out dope. He said, yeah, I like this shit. This shit crazy. So I'm like, this shit crazy, right? That shit's not crazy. You hear the words, and I'm explaining it to him because Joe hadn't heard it, right? So he's like, nah, you did good. You did good. So whatever. He comes back. Now Puff comes back. He brings Jennifer Lopez. So Jennifer Lopez comes in. She's like, hi to everybody. I say, hey, how you doing? He plays the song for Jennifer. Jennifer was like, because got her spirit. You know what I'm saying? The Latina spirit started doing extra shit. Oh, what? She went crazy. She went bananas. And that was the certification that, you know what I'm saying, he was going to keep that song. And then they added the India. Remember, India was like,
right.
He added that sample. And I think Jennifer is the one who thought of that. She wanted a song with that India sample on it.
It's crazy because at this time, though, she didn't come out with her solo album yet either. Because she drops like If You Had My Love like in 99, basically.
Yeah, he was prepping her.
Yeah.
Puff was prepping her. She was going through the Cassie steps. Like they all go through the steps. The Usher, you know what I'm saying, the Justin Bieber's. Like he takes them through a whole like course when it comes to you know, shit. So that's why Puff is good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's successful.
So when you heard the original song, the bass and the drums was like the final product already? Or
what you talking about, Willis?
Like for the actual beat, the beat that is the final version.
It was there already. It was
already there.
That same beat was there. Jada Kiss was on the verses. There was no hook to it. I only got the.
Who did he sample for the bass and the drums? Because I know the sample of the voice that you're talking about, the India sample.
All I remember when I heard that beat with Jada Kiss's verses on it, and just the beat alone, it was like real Spanish because it made me it made you feel like, oh yeah, it's like one of it's like that feeling like, oh, what about it? Like it has that like
the authenticity.
A waiter, like like back in the days, when waiters come up to you, hey, how you doing? What do you like?
Oh, right.
I got you. Like you know, so one of them dudes and shit back in the days, like real Spanish dudes with the kind of aura. It had that whole aura in it, in that beat. And do. You know, that's the same drum pattern as Flowers for the Dead, right? So it was one of the songs that I know it should have been a fucking single. It should have been a single. Why it didn't become the third single, I think I think the problem was with the every step I take. What was his name? The dude,
Yeah,
remember?
missing you.
Missing you. The sued him. Remember? This guy sued him.
Sting.
Sting sued Puffy, and
Oh,
it
he
took
never got the sample cleared before, because I know that Sting
no.
was doing an interview and he said that Diddy has to pay him $2,000 a day because of that shit.
And I think he took some points of the album. So that's why I
Wow.
think that single was so big that it stopped. Like they just went with the money part. Like why would I put out another single? Because remember they came out with that.
But
And
remember, Sting performed that song with him at the MTV Awards or some shit like that.
of course, but I'm trying to say that bag that was for that to advertise it and to market that album was already used all by Sting because that was such a
Got
big
you.
hit. It was such a big hit. What else can you? What else? What other song was bigger than Missing You? There,
That
nothing.
song propelled him to another level.
Yeah. So what I'm saying about that is that Senorita got lost because they didn't need it. That shit already sold
Right.
6 million albums, $6 million, 6 million copies.
Okay, but let me ask you this though. What is the reaction on the streets at that time from all the mommies and stuff like that? Like they was
That was
like looking
that's what
at
I'm
Diddy
trying to tell
differently.
you. That United Puffy was because of that song. That song made his Spanish base go crazy, and especially that's the feeling of the whole New York at that time. Senorita was a vibe. It was a vibe. That's why they came out recently with it, like with Khaled when he did it over. You know, what I'm saying he
Mm-hmm.
did it in Spanish and all that, but that's the same beat. He didn't take my hook, but I'm just saying that was what it embodied. It embodied that New York cultural black and brown love, and that Senorita and Senor love. You know what I'm saying? The black dudes that wanted to get with the Spanish mommies, every parade that was a song. Like they felt like they just played that song. They didn't even need to speak Spanish. Their mommies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Vice versa. So that was the meaning behind that song.
So it was kind of like unifying, like the Boricua Morena, like
Yeah,
that.
unifying. It was
Yeah.
about that. Like I said, it served the purpose to like when Pun did the Boricua Morena, it's the same purpose. You know what I'm saying? The same
Mhm.
type of purpose, like bringing black and brown together. And this time, but it's not a Puerto Rican dude rapping. It's actually a black dude rapping. It's Puffy, and
Right.
he's on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? So,
So you didn't get paid anything for it. Diddy started sending you free Sean John gear basically as
yeah, no,
your
we
form
was
of
building a relationship,
right.
and that's when the old, Biggie. Actually, before that, remember, because it was before that we did the intro for one of Biggie's songs, me, Pun, and Joe, and Joe's
Oh,
son.
that happened before
Way
Senorita.
before, yeah, because I remember Missing You was after Biggie died.
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
already have relationships. We already was working through all of this. We was working close with Bad Boy at the time. They wanted to give me a deal. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
so we had that relationship through Joe in the beginning, of course. But we already had that relationship with Puff and them. So the
Oh,
Terror Squad relationship with Puff.
and we have to remember that Joe got the favor in return from Diddy because you did that for him. That's how he got the Don Cartagena
That's
song.
how he got the Don Cartagena hook done.
Right. But Diddy
And
didn't want to
Puffy
be in the
didn't want to
music
hear it.
video.
Puff didn't even want to do that. Puff didn't want to even do that for Joe.
Wow.
I remember being in because later on I got my deal. I got my studio was next to Daddy's house, 44th Street, between 8th and 7th, 8th and 9th. The same building that Shine Beef happened with Junior Mafia, and they shot up the front
Right.
lobby. Same. That's why I was there to see all of that. Because I was like, when you go into the building, it's the left and the right side. I go to the left, my shit, 11th floor. It's in the penthouse. My street light, it's called Streetlight Studios, penthouse. Shout out to Dan, the owner. And Christos and Kev, all of them. And then when you go to Daddy's house, you go to the right. And they like in the sixth, seventh floor. I don't know. I forgot, but six or maybe fourth. But they had their own studios. So I used to go there back and forth on my own. I used to go to do my songs. Sometimes I'll be like, let me check what Puff and them niggas doing, because it was a star-studded sessions and shit when I was there. When I was in there, Nori was in there at times, or chilling with Puff, or Boyz II Men was the regulars. You know what I'm saying? 112. So all of them was always there. It was always star studded over there. Me, I was over there, but I was with the hood. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When I was doing my station, I had the ghetto inmates, True Life and Rays and all of them. You know what I'm saying? But I had stars come through also. Like you see Pink, you know what I'm saying? All that. So it was a busy building at that time. But
But you were saying that also, like, Diddy didn't want to do the music video for Don Cartagena, and that's when the whole
no, he didn't want
situation
to
with
do
Wolf.
he didn't want to do the actual song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was giving Joe the runaround to the point that one time when I was there, uh Joe and us, Raul, Joe, me, and some other guys. We was pulling up to one of my sessions, right? But Puff was coming into the building. Next across the street was a big parking lot where we parked our cars. Then we walked inside the building. Puff was walking across the street, and we was just happened to be on Babalu Club was right there. Babalu Club was right underneath. You know what I'm saying? It was dope too. Dope club. So yeah, one day we was there, and we seen Puff and Wolf, and everybody, Bad Boy staff. It was crossing the street from parking their car going into the building, and Joe and Raul kind of rushed them, and not rushed them on some like beef shit, but rushed them like walked fast towards them, and was like, "Yo, Puff, yo, Puff, yo, Puff," and Puff was kind of ignoring them. Wolf had to turn around and be like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" And he put both of them like. And Joe was like adamant in the whole, nah, let me talk to him, like extra with it. And Puff was walking a little bit front, but he turned around, he looked back, and he was like, nah, what's going on? He walked back and they started talking. I could see it from a distance where he was like, come on, man, I need you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was there for you, I need you. Like, he put the pressure on that. No, he was like, all right, Playboy, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you a date. Definitely, we're going to do it. But Puff was mad busy at the time, whatever, that's what he was blaming on. But Joe put the little business pressure on him. And after that, not too far from that, like a week later, maybe I think they got it done. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was already ready for Puff, just like the Senorita shit, like I said, like
Right.
it's done. You know what I'm saying? So all he had to do was really do what Punch said. Then when they run the streets, you don't want it with the Don Cara, hasta mañana. You know, so that's all he had to say. And Joe needed him to set up his album. You know what I'm saying? So Joe knew the importance of features back then, as far as the leading single to get the people's attention. So he learned that from Puff and just being in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think we had dope features back then. It was all about features. And actually, his whole life was about features, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I don't think he could ever stood by himself with a song that was solid, except Flojo. And Flojo had mad niggas in the hook. So it wasn't really by himself. So, and the shit is real. I like shit is real. But those were
Yeah.
King Sons. King Son wrote those. So, you can't even give him credit for that. But,
Yo, shout out to Line Skinner for the $20 donation. He said, "Cuba, I
Ron
need a haircut
Skinner again.
from the legend. Keep keeping it real, my brother."
You
Yo,
need a haircut?
appreciate you.
I cut your hair, man. I'm still the barber of the Ville. I still get busy. You know what I'm saying? I might have lost a little bit of the blending skills, but I'll try it out for you. I'll try it. I'll give you love. But thank you for the donation, my brother. Line Skinner is a regular too, man.
Yeah.
He shows
Thank you
love.
guys for pulling up today.
Yeah,
So
so
then
what we up to? Because we don't want to lose it. We got caught on the
you said just now that they worked it out, that Diddy just had a little bit to say. The track was
oh
already
yeah,
set up for
yeah.
him.
And then they did it. A week later, they showed up in the studio, and he did that for I think we were still working out of, was that Mystic in Staten Island? No, I already got my deal. So later on, they found the day whether he did it in Daddy's house, the hook for it, because I wasn't there when he laid down the hook. I already heard it when he actually did it. Punch showed me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, sounds cool. And just Puffy's voice at the time, whatever voice Puffy was on, it was going platinum. He was one of those kind of him Mace. They had the game locked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was a great feature. But then it became business. That's why Puff didn't show up to the video. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have that deal. They only had performance deal. You know what I'm saying? And Puff knew, that's how you could tell Puff was so much of a businessman. That he put that friendship shit, you did this for me and all of that shit, like all of, what I'm saying, the front talking in Biggie's song, whatever, or the Senorita song. Like he was like, I'm like, nigga, you gotta pay still. You know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't show up for the video for his album.
I bet Joe was mad, huh?
Yeah, he had a distaste to it, but he couldn't say too much. He did half of the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like Puffy knew his worth. He knew his worth. So he knew
it was not equivalent.
And he also knew that the labels are the ones that pay for this.
Right.
Not you, Joe. You're not coming out your pocket for this. Joe, we try to make it personal, like he's coming out the pocket for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the label. Go gas your label to give me this money. And Puff, he knew the top CEOs. So he know they could get, he was getting them up there on that level for money.
They can up the budget.
Yeah. So the label, well, Joe's label is going to gas Joe and be like, yo, get it for cheap. But in actuality, it's Puffy that really be in the big business meetings with the top CEOs. So at the end of the day, Puffy's trying to get money from those labels, not really from Joe, So,
did you ever have a conversation with Puff, like one-on-one, about your work on that song, Senorita? Like, did he tell you, like, damn,
he knew. He always knew. He always gave me love because of that. Whenever I saw Puff on a real, like, as far as like personally, always love, extra love. That's why I used to go to the Diddy parties. That's why I did get the Sean Johns, all that shit shipped to my house. You know what I'm saying? So I understood he wanted to repay me somehow. You know what I'm saying? But give me that straight up money and credit, no. But then again, I blame that on Joe. He's supposed to be my manager. That's why I give you 20%. How you not gonna do that for your artist? Then everything came to light. Once you see this clip we're about to find you, and this is 20 years later. So can you play that clip?
You said that when you
play the clip, you fuck?
Wait. When you said that when you went to Diddy parties, though, you saw some questionable stuff back in the day.
We're not going into that, man. Stick to the senoritas. We're not into the senoritos. We're senoritas right now. So that's what I'm saying. I built it up because at the end of the day, listen, I work. That's my credit, right? If Joe's my manager, any manager, supposed to work the artists. You know what I'm saying? When artists do collabs with other people, do shows, they make sure they get the best deal. You know why? Because if the artists get the best deal, the manager, you know what I'm saying, is supposed to benefit from that. Also, the more I benefit for it as an artist, the more the manager benefits of it. It's like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's the great thing about it. It's like, if I get, you know what I'm saying, if I get more money if I get $1 million, you know what I'm saying? Like, say I started off 1,000 and my manager's getting me $1,000 works. They're only getting 20% from that. That's what? It's $200. Give me 100,000. That's 20 G's, my nigga. So the more I get, the more he gets. So that's what that manager thing and artist thing is a match made in heaven. But in this case, it wasn't. In this case, my manager had alternative motives to do what he was doing. Because he had many hats on. He had the old CEO hat also. They gave him a label deal. They gave him, he had more than one artist. He had 5 artists with us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is what he did about 20 years later that the fresh face has the nerve to do in front of the cameras. And that's why I love.
Let me play this clip first. All right.
Play that with him and Jay.
I even heard you one time when you was interviewing Puffy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this, but I was just talking to my girl about this because she was like, yo, baby, did somebody ever give you props that you wrote Senorita for Puffy? Remember All in the Family album?
Yeah.
That Spanish track. And you was asking Puffy on the radio. Remember you did a big thing with Puff. And you put every song on that radio and you said, you know which song I like? He said, that Spanish joint, the Senorita joint. And you asked Puff. And he said, who helped you with that? And he said, yeah, the boys from the Terror Squad helped me with that.
Right.
But he said, I can't remember his name. He said, nah, and you told him Pun? And he said, nah, not Pun. The other one, damn, he gonna kill me for this. I can't remember his name. But even that was great enough for me because I was listening to that show.
Right.
And I was like, yo, he just can't remember my name, but he gave me props. And, you know, I helped. I wrote the hook for that.
Right.
Senorita.
Uh-huh.
The mommy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote
that.
Senorita. Yeah,
That one. So I wrote that. Nobody know that. That's
Right.
the only credit I got. Like, I ain't get no royalty check from that. That's me paying dues.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Coming up in the game.
I can't make this shit up. I'm sitting there and can't fucking believe what's going on. We can't make this shit up.
Yo, Cuban, where you at?
Right here.
You got the people waiting, man.
There wanna be nobody's waiting, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here with this shit, man. Smoking a cigarette, nigga.
Well,
You
so
blowing
that
up
one.
my spot, you fucking baloney. I'm trying to show the people I'm not smoking like that. Don't want that.
All right. Well, this one was the clip of you on the Ed Lover show.
Yes, I remember that because Puff did get on the radio and Ed Lover really interviewed him and started playing snippets in the radio, Hot 97 at the time, and he was like, they made a big announcement of this album coming out. You know what I'm saying? So he heard that she said my favorite. Ed Lover said, "Yo, my favorite Senorita." You know, because they into the Spanish chicks, man. The Spanish culture was actually just on the cusp right there. That's when, you know what I'm saying? It was some Spanish heat, Latin heat coming out, and a lot of artists was out there, and the ladies. You already know the Spanish ladies and the black and brown connection. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to get them Spanish chicks. So I don't know if that was the reason, but that's definitely contributed to the reason. Yeah, Ed Lover said, "Yo, that's my fat." And he had asked Ed Lover at the time. I mean, Ed Lover had asked Puffy on the radio. He said, "Who helped you with that?" Because one thing about Puffy, like I told you, he's an entertainer, so he was giving love. He played the Twister shit, and he's like, "Yeah, Twister helped me with that. Twister wrote that." You know what I'm saying? He was giving people their props because he knew that he did a whole album. The whole album was features, and the features he did was like when he went to he tried to attack every landscape of America, like East Coast flow with Twister. He went with Bone and Biggie with the West Coast. I mean, not that, but I'm saying he went with the with that type of vibe, like serving every part of America with like that hip hop style.
Right, Midwest, everywhere.
Yeah, the Midwest and all that. So he got those kind of artists to help him with songs. And I'm sure they wrote them, just like I'm telling you that Jadakiss wrote the verses and I wrote the hook. So he did that. He did the coaches from a coach's stand view. He put that together that way.
All right, let's play the
yeah,
Jadakiss
wait.
clip.
So he asked Ed Lover. I mean, Ed Lover asked him on the air. I remember I was listening to Hot 97, and he said, "Yo, but who helped you with that one? Who did that one?" He said, "Oh, that was the Terror Squad." Damn, I forgot his name. He said, "Big Pun." Ed Lover told him, "Big Pun." He said, "No, not him. The other guy. Damn, he gonna kill me." And he forgot my name. That's why I remember. You know what I'm saying? I was like I was in the radio like this, hey, Cuban Link, you fuck. And he didn't remember it. He remembered, but he said, shout out to this Terror Squad for helping me out with him. You know, that's why he did. But go ahead, man. Put the disappointing.
All right.
Remember, but this is a guy. This is like Fat Joe. Fat Joe is a guy that I broke up as far as contractual. We broke up our deal because he said that I was whack. The only reason he had me, you know what I'm saying, around was because of Pun. And he put me, you know, my talent down. He put my talent down to the ground like I was nothing. You know, try to take the self-esteem and all my credits away for what I've done. These after I've done all this stuff. And that's one thing. But this is the one I got on camera that we could, you know, I could put to the world and to show you. Not just me talking like, oh, Cuban feeling this way. You know, he don't got no receipts. He just hating on Joe. Like, this is what he does. This is what a manager, supposed to be manager of mine, back in the days that said I was whack and everything. That's why he booted me out of the Terror Squad. This is his own words with the guy who actually wrote the verses, which is Jadakiss, which they both got the crack, you know, the Kiss and Crack podcast they got. Joe and Jada, Kiss and Crack. Really, that's what their name is. This is them two guys again together. But check it out.
Yeah, I wrote the Benjamins, I wrote Senorita, I wrote Victory.
Well, you know, I wrote Senorita,
You
the
wrote the
Mommy
hook?
Bang
Yeah,
Her
I
Key.
wrote all, I wrote
I
the,
never got credit for that.
y'all laced the hook for, you
And
laced
then
the
the
hook.
son did it again. Like, you know, the son did the shit again. Nah, that shit, you can't make the shit up, my nigga. You can't make it up. We never got credit for the first time. the son did the remix.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, boy, you talking about not getting $1? That shit crazy. I can't make this shit up. It happened. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, the guys who want to hate. I'm sorry. It happened. It's real shit. I could be talking mad shit up on here I don't talk about. You think I talk a lot. Trust me, I talk enough. Man, I ain't capping.
Yo, rewind it. Just rewind that part. I need you to like.
Yeah, I wrote the Benjamins, I wrote Senorita, I wrote Victory.
Well, you know, I wrote Senorita,
You
the
wrote the
Mommy
hook.
Bang
Yeah,
Her
y'all
Key.
wrote all. Yeah, I wrote
I
the.
never got credit for that.
Y'all laced the hook for you.
And
Laced
then
the
the
hook.
son did it again. Like, you know, the son did the shit again. Nah, this shit, you can't make the shit up, my nigga. You can't make it up. We never got credit for the first time. The son did the remix.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, boy, you talking about not getting $1? That shit crazy.
Yo, can you do the Hitman? You know the Hitman, the battle rapper, the remix. Can you just put what he said? I wrote. Can you do that? Because I need you to be a DJ, like from the old school. Man.
No, they don't have that feature on here.
You do it just manually. Just go back when he says that.
All right.
Yeah, I wrote the Benjamins, I wrote Senorita, I wrote Victory.
Well, you know, I wrote Senorita,
You
the
wrote the
Mommy
hook.
Bang
Yeah,
Her
y'all
Key.
wrote all. Yeah, I wrote
I
the.
never got credit for that.
Y'all laced the hook for you.
And
Laced
then
the
the
hook.
son did it again. Like, you know, the son did the shit again. Nah, this shit, you can't make the shit up, my nigga. You can't make it up. We never got credit for the first time. The son did the remix.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, boy, you talking about not getting $1? That shit crazy.
They don't let you do it. They don't let you rewind it once you hit the clip on StreamYard.
Right,
they
but
don't let
can
you do
you
it.
stop it? Like,
No, they won't let you do that either. It's not part of the features, bro. Like I tried to do it.
Just for the world to know. Look, Cuban ain't capping. This nigga really tried to take my credit. Look what he did. This is when 2022.
No, this is way before then when he did the
I don't even know.
see. What was the cocaine thing that he had?
Yeah, cocaine. The cartel, whatever. The cave that he was in. He had 6ix9ine in there too.
Coca Baby. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one more time for the
Or
crew.
no.
So I want to let people know exactly what this piece of shit.
Yeah, I wrote the Benjamins, I wrote Senorita, I wrote Victory.
Well, you know, I wrote Senorita,
You
the
wrote the
Mommy
hook.
Bang
Yeah,
Her
y'all
Key.
wrote all. Yeah, I wrote
I
the.
never got credit for that.
Y'all laced the hook for you.
And
Laced
then
the
the
hook.
son did it again. Like, you know, the son did the shit again. Nah, this shit, you can't make the shit up, my nigga. You can't make it up. We never got credit for the first time. The son did the remix.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, boy, you talking about not getting $1? That shit crazy.
So, but you see the face? You
Yeah.
can't make shit up. He just made it up.
Coca
He just
Vision.
made it up. With what face can you say that to Jada? Jada knows I wrote Senorita. He knows it. How can Jada be that gullible and that soft, really? Because you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're an MC and you write things, you know how selfish we are with that.
Did you ever talk to him about that?
Of course I did. Of course I did. That's why I'm disappointed in Jada too, because he knows. Like, you know, so that's how you can tell, like, yo, you're not gonna tell the truth when
This shit is back in 2018 that they did this.
Yeah, but before that, remember, I did a record with Jada.
Right. Off
You know
of Chain
with
Reaction.
all of that. Like, I talked to Jada. I went to the Vibe Awards with Jada and them. They know I wrote that. You know what I'm saying? They was in good with Puffy at that time.
Right.
So Puffy told them. B-Dot told them. Come on, man. The whole camp know who wrote Senorita, man.
Let's play the Diddy one now.
I helped you.
Oh shit.
The book of that original. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh shit. You did tell
The
me.
Mommy Bang Her
Yes,
Key.
you're the one that had got
all right.
you had got India for me. Yeah. So
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
hey yo.
You see how he's jumping up and down?
I never even seen that. Yeah, but this is to Puffy. What Puffy said. He got India for me. He didn't say you wrote it. He didn't wrote the Mommy.
No, I think that if Joe didn't keep talking, I think that he was gonna say you got like the Terror Squad people to help me, or you got like he was gonna say that, but like because Joe started chiming in, it's like he got cut off.
Of course. No, he knows that's how much Thief works. That's how a thief works. He trying right there. That's probably before in 2018, right?
This one, I don't remember the exact date. Let me see.
So he was already in his mind trying to change his own, like trying to make it seem like he did this. My credit. Look what kind of manager I had, guys. Guys, supposed to be my manager. He wants to be me. He wants to take my credit so he could be an artist.
But remember, you were whack.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
exactly. That's why I'm trying to tell you that. I know he did that when we walked into that lawyer's office. I already knew that he was trying to cover it up. He jumped up and when Carlos Pimentel, he told him about the double dipping. He switched the conversation to personal. So that's how you do the deflect from the truth. Now he goes back. Oh, we don't even need you. We don't even. That's what he did to Puffy right there. He made a scene so now Puffy could not talk about it. Forget about who wrote it. He just want to hear Puffy say, yeah, you helped me with that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because then you keep on, he's gonna be, the lie is gonna be a liar. The truth is gonna come out. So this is the tricks, guys. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm trying to put y'all onto the trickster, and I'm going down this road so y'all could understand what he did to me, and if you feel that was foul or not. If you don't think it was foul and disgusting, then I think it's pieces of shit, fucking Joe, fucking baloney blowers. That's what you are, because I'm showing you receipts here of actual my fucking talent that I put out into the industry, and you see who try to block it, who try to take credit for it. The one that had right next to me. You know what I'm saying? The devil in a blue dress, which was Joey Crack. And now it just comes full circle. Like you said, Joe and Jada, Kiss and Crack podcast, they're together. You know what I'm saying? And with Puffy is one thing, because I remember, me teaching Puffy how to say that Senorita song and everything. So he knows, it's not a doubt in Puffy's mind that I wrote that, right? But for Jada also to have the lyrics, being an MC, to be the actual, write that and pen those lyrics, he should know as an artist what it would mean for the credit, the real credit, because I penned that hook. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics is great, but come on, that hook really took it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Along with the beat. So all the elements to that song to me was crazy and incredible. And that's what happened. That's when you got a hit song and you got a classic song or a timeless song, is to have all those ingredients. So of course I would want my fucking credit to be part of that. Why would this fat dude want to take my credit? Why? Because I'm that nigga and I've been that nigga. So all the shit he ever tried to do and take credit and try to rob, it makes, you know what I'm saying? It's always a positive thing to something. And I found that out. It took me a minute, but the Cuban Revolution will be televised, man. Can you play that again?
Yeah, I'll play it again. But before then, Riz Lyricist said Boost Mobile got customers paying their bills to then give the money to Joe and Jada.
Exactly.
I helped you.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Book of that original. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh shit. You did tell me.
Mommy bang.
Yes, you're the one that had got you had got India for me. Yeah. So
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
we hey yo.
The amount of
But you know what's
stuttering.
funny? But you know what's funny? Joe introduced her. Mommy, he's singing my lyrics. It's not like he did the Cone Dueñano. That's what Indian song.
Right.
And Puffy, at least he kept it real. He said, "You're the one who got me the India hookup." Probably he did. He probably got India to clear that sample. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he did. But Joe introduced the song with my lyrics. That's how much he's on my dick, you fat bitch ass nigga. Tell the world Cuban is your favorite MC, nigga. Tell them for you to be uttering my words out your mouth.
The amount of times that Diddy is stuttering right there, though, is like you could tell he's trying to save it. He's trying to save him. You know,
He's trying to save his fucking from embarrassment, because if he tells, that's what I'm saying. Joe is a professional at making you lie. He's a professional. He's a professional, man.
Remember the thing I showed you before where he's on the live with Lazy Bone and he's saying, "I'm the one that got the," and then you see like Lazy like starts to smile real big and he's like, "Yeah."
Even Jada, when he said he wrote Senorita, I think it was like, you and the crew, and yeah.
Right.
Like, but Joe knows this about people, like about these people. If he puts that pressure on, or he makes that narrative go his way, they're gonna fold. They're not gonna say the truth. That's he knows that. That's why he does it. But it's disgusting when I'm still living. I'm still here. Cuban Link has not been, I'm not with Pun yet. We all out here watching you do this. That's why I love social media. This is the receipts, y'all. I know y'all never put it together like this. That's why I'm putting it together like this for y'all. Because this fat bastard, Beluga, is a thief. Anyways, they're just stealing money from Pun's the state after he passed. But when it comes to actual credit for songs, for lyrics, for our royalties, this is what he's done throughout the years. And this is disgusting because I'm his enemy, right? Been in his enemy for a minute, and I'm the guy he called whack. I'm the guy he said he got rid of me because, I was only being put on because of Pun and I had no skills. Look what happened.
So you're not even listed on the credits or anything like that for that song?
Nothing. He was my manager. That was his job to put me in the credits because he would have been benefited off the credits too. If I'm sure he's gonna, put himself inside the credits with taking a percentage off of mine. But I was supposed to be on that credit for that. That album sold 7 million, right? 6-7 million copies.
It was a lot.
Yeah. So imagine Cuban Link right now still be eating over that. But then Puffy had problems giving out publishing for that album. Even main Source said that shit.
Well, he's always kind of had a little bit of an issue.
Source Money. Yeah, but Source Money wrote Missing You. The lyrics to that.
Oh, did he really? I didn't know that.
Source Money wrote Missing You. But the thing was that Puffy couldn't give no money from that actual song because, like I told you, Sting sued them. So Puffy got nothing. Actually, Puffy was paying Sting. So Puffy didn't get no residuals, maybe show money and stuff like that, but they didn't get no money for that song. But Source Money wrote those lyrics. Yep. So when you put things like that, I just wanted to go over this situation because it's like, besides people saying I'm hating on the fat Beluga out of nowhere and it's been too long, whatever. I'm just trying to tell you, these kind of decisions and these kind of actions that he's been doing throughout the years affect me in the long term in a business sense. That's how much money that is. That he did. And then how much money as far as like my resume for you to act like you did that song when I did it, when I did the hook, and you taking credit publicly. What kind of face can you do that in? I haven't seen these. Like I didn't even see that one either. I didn't see that one you just played.
Oh, really?
I never saw that one. No, I never saw that one when Joe's talking about he started singing my part. I didn't see that. I think I only seen when Puffy was in the radio. Yeah.
It's so crazy because back then too, remember CDs sold for a lot more too. The price was a lot more expensive, especially if it was
$16.99. Yeah, it was like from
up to $20, depending if it was
$12.99 all the way to $19.99. It
was no way out. A double disc, I forget. Because if it was a double disc, it would have sold for $20.
Yeah, $19.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a double disc. But it wasn't that wasn't a double disc. But they were selling for at least like $14.99, $12.99, $16.99.
Look at this. The legend Claude, thank you for the donation. He says Rap Genius has you listed, Cuban, as a contributor to that song. So
where? Rap Genius where?
On Genius. All right, let me look at genius.com.
Oh, where? That'd be dope. I never even seen that. I ain't seen that. But you see Legend, you see the fat dude taking credit publicly though. That's publicly. Once you go out into the world and you start promoting this,
yeah, right here. Let me put it up. Let me put it up.
There you go, baby. Get them the receipts out. Get them receipts out.
You see that? Wait, hold up.
No. Okay.
Senorita by Diddy was written by Jadakiss, Cuban Link, Clarence Satchel, James Diamond Williams, Sugarfoot, a whole bunch of other people.
I don't know who the fuck is all those other guys.
But your name is listed there.
It should have been only Jadakiss and Cuban Link, really. I don't know. See, those
because sometimes who helps produce
like the managers. Those are like the managers and the guys that probably the studio owners
or people that help produce the beat though. They get listed sometimes.
Maybe that too. Maybe that. But D-Dot is the one who produced the beat, right?
I don't know if he produced that one. Did he?
I don't know either. Or maybe those are the guys that did the beat. But as far as written, yeah.
Well, you got to remember too, because he sampled India, right? He got to he got to list those people on the actual thing too. So maybe those are some of the people that was on the original song.
Okay. Maybe it's that. Okay. Maybe it's that. Yep. But at least I'm on there. And look at that.
Right.
What's Fat Joe name there? Oh my God. You see that with me? That's why we gotta do this type of detective work. You know what I'm saying? We gotta hold people accountable, and we gotta put out the fakes and give them the right punishment and the right medicine, man. Put them on blast and expose these poses. Gotta expose them, man. Especially when they take credit. That's why he's been doing all his career, is what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? From the dude that he said, that was whack, and you know what I'm saying, had no skills, and the only reason I was in there for fun, and you know what I'm saying, and blocked me out of the industry. This is crazy, but it's not crazy to me. Like I said,
they're trying to discredit it already, right? They said that anybody can edit Rap Genius, but then,
that's real to me.
Lyricist,
I know that. I just told you the story. So
the edits will have to be approved by the Rap Genius Administrative Board. So
Rap Genius got this one right, man. Salute to Rap Genius. I never even heard of them until now, but they got that right, 100% right.
All right. So what you trying to do next?
I don't know. You tell me.
You wanna you gotta go, or you wanna?
No. Let me smoke a cigarette. You load up.
Because I got 4 videos queued up to go, but
yeah, we're doing all of them. We're doing all of them.
Do all of it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing.
All right.
Smoke.
I'm gonna shout out my peoples here.
Get them set up. Have them on ice for me. Have them on ice.
What would Pun say and do if he were here today? God rest his soul.
He would kill Joe with me, with his Rambo knife, stab him in the forehead in front of everybody in like MTV, in front of MTV.
I don't even know if there would be issues if Pun was still alive, because I don't think that Joe would be willing to do the stuff that he's doing, that he did when Pun was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he wouldn't dare to do that. But again, Pun was also the glue. So, I mean, it's clear that Joe never wanted anybody from Full Eclipse except for Pun. And he only agreed to that because he wanted Pun. I mean, there's even like Joe that's done videos where he said, like, I never cared about Triple Sace. You know, he never even really wanted Sace to be down with Terror Squad. Let's see who else we got. D-Dot knows the truth. Yo, Edwin. Cube, get batteries, bro, for the smoke detector. Yo, that's wild, man. Cuban Link University. Yo, Riz, you said, I remember they used to have grapes and ice ready for when Puff comes to Daddy's house. No cap. Well, you a musician back from the 90s or what? Let us know, man. You probably got some crazy stories too. Manuel, nothing new about this guy. LOL. It's always about Joe. Well, man, the man is telling his story, bro. And there's Joe has a lot to do with the ups and downs with it. Mainly the downs, but you know, pause.
Yeah, guys. So we gotta catch these thieves out there, man. I caught them with the hand in the cookie jar.
What do you mean stop interviewing A-hole? Oh, I think he's talking about AWOL. Okay, never mind.
Oh, look at that. I told you the same thing, right? Now, it's okay, man. Give AWOL some. See, the problem with these guys is like all of them that hate on me, right? That they switch. Let me come back. Like even my biggest haters, right? Even my biggest haters. That you see they turned on me, whatever. They Joe team Joe right now, or team of somebody else except Cuban Link, right? They all have a platform with Panda, because I made it clear to Panda. I told him, I said, listen to me. Like he always told me, yo, you have a problem if I interview like a Joe, a Tony Sunshine, a Hocus, Gilly afterwards, and I'll be like, nah, let them. So we using my story really involving them, even if it's a good or bad, whatever. But we giving them a chance to speak and say they side of the story. It's not like we trying to hold them back and be like, nah, this is Cuban Link's way. This is Cuban Link's story, and you know, say it's stubborn like that. Like we here with, you know, this is the council. We invite y'all to here. Don't we get any props for that? AWOL, Hocus, like, you know what I'm saying? All of the dudes that got on.
I think that for you, one of the reasons why you want me to interview the other side is because you know that they're going to be saying their narrative behind the scenes or wherever, and it's going to come out in one way or another, right? So why not do it here?
Well,
so
that's
for
the
everyone to
part.
see.
That's the humble way to see it. You see
but
it,
then you can also address what they say.
I challenge them publicly. That's
right.
my whole shit. I challenge them publicly. You know, and I give them a shot to take their shot and shoot here. Your shit, even in my platform.
But that, you know, the funny thing about that, right? It's like somebody in the comments on Instagram was saying like, yo, why you giving these people a platform to say this stuff about Cuban and lie or whatever? And I'm like, Cuban wanted me to interview them directly. He told me to. And I was like, I can't win with people like you guys, because if I only interview one side, I'm biased. If I interview both sides, then I'm divisive. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like, I just can't win, you know?
You can't win. I can't win either, Rocky.
Right. I know, but I get it.
I can't. I show receipts. I give people like green lights. Go ahead, say your piece. To me, it's like embarrass yourself in front of the world.
Well, like see, for example, right here, right? Bruce G right now is saying Cuban is not listed on ASCAP or BMI for the song, right? But you just explained why you're not listed on any of those things. But he's ignoring all of that and just saying like, well, you're not listed on that, so you know you're not.
And that's what Joe banks on. That's what guys like Joe, the thieves, they bank on that. Just because they got their name there. Yeah, you know, throughout history, you already know mafiosos used to put their names on songs. The mafioso niggas couldn't sing. You know what I'm saying? They do that because they in that level and they do that on some thievery shit.
Well, and he's saying Jadakiss is listed as a writer on ASCAP. He eats off that records to this day. So obviously, yeah, like that would have been nice for you. That's what we're saying. It would have been nice, you know. Right? What I mean?
Nigga, the thing you remember about that song is "Mommy Ben Aki."
Right.
That's what you remember. That's the main thing to that song. It's not like it's going with it and it's just like a regular shit. No, man. That made that song. That's why you remember that song. That's the thing.
All right, let's get to this part, all right? Because I know that you've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. So let me see.
Gangu Roach, where the fuck are you when I need you, man?
Like, yo, he got any Puerto Rican cousin?
Look at the papa face. Oh my God, that fucking beluga.
You got any?
Actually, he looked better.
It was incredible. They was like, yo.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies.
And I went to a club. Please, man, I'm begging you. So he sent Joe the single.
Can you hear it?
And we put him in the studio. And that's how we came up with Still Not a Player.
Amazing record.
And amazing record. But for me to tell you that I actually made the record, I didn't produce and make the record. Pun and him came together with that song and made that a hit.
I got a confession.
See, it gives Pun the credit.
Play that record.
Pun the credit because Pun's not in him.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. New York was late on it, and I was late on it too. And I rode with Dan Smalls to Power 99 in Philly. I was promoting something for myself, and it was banging off that radio.
All right.
Well, I just want to say. You see that guy that's right there, Funk Master Flex. I have nothing but respect for him, love him as what he did for the culture. Great, one of the greatest fucking hosts for High 97 ever. And he's dope. He's dope. Always been, you know what I'm saying, one of the leaders. Joe said he kidnapped Flex. He put him in the trunk. So with that, what I'm trying to say is that through this interview, you could see. I kind of believe Joe because you could see the type, even though Flex was intrusive in the questions he asked, like when he asked about us, the Terror Squad and myself, he said it very carefully, and you could see the kind of like still a fear there that he doesn't want to challenge Joe to the fullest, even though he knows the truth about certain situations. Like Flex was there when I told him who's gonna write the right for you, right? Whose rhyme you gonna say, Joe? Big Pun's rhyme or Armageddon? You know what I'm saying? So he was there for a lot of things too, but he didn't want to get into that. I just want to let you know that Joe behind Flex's back since we came in the game, me, Pun, the Full Eclipse shit. When we got into the Terror Squad, the whole shit about Joe and Flex was that Joe kidnapped Flex, put him in the trunk, forced him to play his songs. Just want to let you know that. And I don't think Flex ever, combated that or argued against it. And Joe even himself says, I had to put a DJ in the trunk. I don't want to even say it. You could bring that interview up too, Panda, because I know you heard it, right?
Which one?
When Joe himself said, yeah, I had to put a DJ in the trunk, because they try to say that it was Joe who did that to Who Kid.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it was.
He said he had nothing to do with that, but he did have to put a certain DJ in the trunk. And he's talking about from Master Flex. That's the stories he told us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true it is, but I believe Joe. And after this interview, and any interview he ever did with Flex, Flex always been like a little bit of fearful.
Yeah,
and saying
I get that vibe.
So just with that said, so go ahead. Just want to get to that.
Nigga, what is this? He said, no, that's the remix. I was like, and I went to a club that night.
Got my label deal with Atlantic.
Got you.
Atlantic turned around and threw me the big check over there.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, bro.
And what you eventually went there as an artist?
I was there as an artist first.
Okay.
But being that I was there already, that's why I did the deal with them. And they threw me a lot of money.
So Terror Squad. When you find, of course, so you meet everyone at the same time. Armageddon is already with you. So then you form Terror Squad.
Tony Sunshine grew up in my projects too.
Now,
so
was he part of Terror Squad
as well? He
gave
Tony Sunshine nothing from that deal. Remember that?
Yeah.
Sunshine's name there. But when he got that Terror Squad deal, he gave Tony Sunshine not a dime as an artist to perform in that album. Just want to let you know that.
So
he grew up in my project.
Did everybody in the Terror Squad understand that Big Pun gets on first, and then we will decide who blows next?
I don't know if they were delusional.
Was it said? Was it like verbally said?
I had 2 albums in. I was Fat Joe. My second album had Hustling.
Yeah, he had to lift up his sleeve. You see how he had to lift up his sleeve?
Party.
Right.
Drugs is the key to success. I had that 9-5 from New York to VA every weekend. It was incredible standing. I was the first young Jeezy at that time. I remember.
He's trying. No, listen to me. Stop it. He's trying to defend the fact that he was already popping before Pun. He's trying to say, I already had it popping. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I had it popping, like on his own. So, because Fun Master Flex said, so the whole idea was for let Pun blow up and then everybody comes after Pun. So he had to talk about himself. That's the narcissistic part about it. Yeah,
Every drug dealer, that was their anthem.
Of all colors, too.
Blacks.
Yeah, I remember.
There's never been colors. It's always been rampacked drug dealers, going crazy. So I went and took a backseat to Big Pun because I knew he was better than me. So imagine those guys. I don't know what they thought. You know, sometimes people are delusional.
But at the time, but I felt, because Joe, I remember when you used to talk to me, you'd say, this Armageddon Project Flex, you need to pay attention. This Cuban Project Flex, you need to pay attention. Like I remember.
All for everybody.
No, I remember you speaking.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe that. At the time, yes.
I got them big checks. I got them $500,000 checks.
Never.
So
never.
wait. So they didn't understand.
Stop, because that's where the Kappa fucking Gina of the genus is at its top. Kappa fucking Donian right there. That's when that's when this nigga right there went on his own. That's when the thief has been busted. Another thank you to fucking social media. Thank you to Flex. You know what I'm saying? For exposing that he brought that out of him. For him to say he gave us $500,000. Ooh, this fucking lying piece of shit. And I guarantee, listen, see, me, I'm saying this right here, right? Because I know it's all lie. That's a lie right there. Never gave us $500,000 of nothing. Not even 500,000 milliliters of water he ever gave us. This nigga never gave you $500,000 shit. Now, I'm going to get and say different to that. I dare Tony Baloney, forget about it. Steaks, Prospect. Who else? Keith Nutt. But I'm really talking about me, Pun. He never even gave Pun $500,000. Never for no deal. Never. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this is where he starts his lying piece of shit. And that's a lie, straight blatant lie, like he wrote Senorita, the same thing. He gave me $500,000. Liar.
Bruce G wants to know, so how much was your Atlantic deal? How much did you get?
It was 1.4 for the whole deal. I got $50,000 up front, business bonus.
So the rest was for the
budget. The
budget, right?
Yeah, the budget. The recording, the videos, the marketing. That's what it is. So when he says all that extra money, like he came out his own pocket, he's gonna say like he came out his own pocket, which is Atlantic. And I was signed straight to Atlantic. Remember that? Straight to Atlantic. So Atlantic was the one that was giving me this money. And the only money I got was $50,000, which I gave Big Pun 25% of that. And I gave Flex $5,000 out of that. Flex, because I held them liable for getting me a deal, getting me heard. Flex, not Flex the DJ, full Flex.
Right.
So I gave those, so imagine 12.5, which I gave Pun, and 5,000 to Flex already from the top, because I promised them that. So I gave $17,500 for my $50,000 deal. I'm bonus that I got from the front. That's all I ever got. All I ever got. So he said he gave me $500,000. He said cash in my pocket. And he gave all of us that, which he's supposed to have given us that from the Terror Squad deal, which he got $10 million from. But from that deal, he gave me $10,000. Gave Pun $15,000. Gave Armageddon $10,000. Gave Say $7,500. Gave Shorty Prospect $7,500. That's it. There was no other artist that got paid for that.
Bruce G. So later on, Joe says like I gave them $500,000 that went straight to their pockets, and $500,000 that was for the budget. It's not just about budget money. No, he's talking about money that is for advance.
Put it back. Let's go. Put it back. Put it back right now. Rewind it a little bit when he says he gave me what? He gave us what? Yeah. He's gonna keep talking.
No, but later on he clarifies the money part.
So imagine those guys. I don't know what they thought. You know, sometimes people are delusional.
But at the time,
rewind it. It's not on stage. It's not on. I can't see it.
Oh shit! My bad. Okay.
You mean?
Here we go.
I felt because Joe, I remember when you used to talk to me.
Put it a little bit, nigga. Put it when he said. Rewind it a little bit when he says I gave them $500,000.
I had 2 albums in. I was Fat Joe.
Further.
My second album had Hustling is the Key to
That's
Success.
too much. That's too far.
And I was performing at every drug.
What are you talking about?
Move it a little bit up when he said about the Terror Squad.
Yeah, up or back?
Forward. Right there, like around there.
2.
Blacks.
Yeah, I remember.
There's never been colors. It's always been ram-packed drug dealers, going crazy. So I went and took a backseat to Big Pun because I knew he was better than me. So imagine those guys. I don't know what they thought. You know, sometimes people are delusional.
But at the time, but I felt because Joe, I remember when you used to talk to me, you'd say,
"Went too far."
Yo, this Armageddon Project Flex, you need to pay attention. This Cuban Project Flex, you need to pay attention. Like I remember.
Hard for everybody.
No, I remember you speaking to me.
Big checks. I got them $500,000 checks.
So
Flex.
So wait. So they didn't understand.
Yo,
so
I don't think you understand. Like I got these guys $500,000 checks.
Well, the reason why I imagine is because if they had that understanding of Terror Squad, and if they didn't, then I can see where maybe a big crew like that could have misunderstandings. If you're not okay. Was Pun? Who did Pun out of his crew members? Who did Pun want to put out next? Who did Pun want?
Well, we always I don't know who Pun wanted to put out next, but we always thought that Cuban Link, we was gonna put him out next. That's
Okay.
what we did. Like, you gotta understand.
And why did you? And why did you like? And why did you like Cuban so much at the time to be the next?
Boy, he was a cutie boy. He was a cool dude before I had problems with him. Like, I looked at him as a
that was a weird way to answer that question. I'm sorry, but he said, "Why did you like Cuban so much?" Because he was a cutie boy. Yo, this is
He's
crazy,
gay
man.
right there. That's the gay shit. But go ahead, keep on, let him.
little brother.
Because I want to talk right now. Prior problems. I'm prior problems. Like, so you like what he was
problems?
Yeah, before problems. You like
what he was. I met
Cuban
Link working at Toys R Us.
Before Pun?
Yeah. When Pun.
Yo, you was working at Toys R Us?
Wait. He's trying to ridicule me once again, right? He's trying to ridicule me. Like I was a peasant. I had no money. I'm broke.
He was a peasant.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm peasant, right? Cuban Link. So what I'm saying is that I never worked for Toys R Us, but I did work for Caldors. Caldors is like a big, like a Walmart type shit now. Back then, Caldors was a big department store, right? I used to work overnight, stock boy, straight up. Never denied that. But he tries to ridicule me. Toys R Us. This is how he puts it. So he could be like, I was a broke ass nigga and he came to save me. Captain Joey Cappy, he comes out of nowhere with this fucking $1 billion money and he changes my life like the fucking Cinderella queen. Like, that's why he's trying to make it look like. He's the fucking, but go ahead, keep on.
When Pun was like, yo, one day we was in the tour bus, he was like, yo, let's go meet my man. So I went to meet his man.
But he did come to, but he was there at the initial meeting.
Stop. Lying again already. I knew him from the block. I knew him.
That's what I was about to ask you. I was like, you knew him before Pun knew him, right?
I used to play softball with him. He's from the block. Sick one, little hacking them. They introduced me to him on the block. This nigga said that Pun introduced me to him. Incredible. That's how I tell you, this nigga's a liar. You can know when he starts clicking with one lie, he's gonna lie through the whole segment. So,
bro, people that can lie this much and keep a straight face are dangerous. Dangerous, bro. Like
that nigga is dangerous.
They believe their own lies to a point. It's like, no, that really happened. You know what I mean?
And that's why I love Flex to this day. I know he's a piece of shit sometimes because he keeps fucking helping Joe and this, but at least he did this. Like, I hate Nori for what he did. Told him he could never interview me, but at least he put him on blast. I go always find something good out of something bad. You know what I'm saying? So I give, I'm commendable like that. See you later.
At the initial meeting.
Well, he worked at Toys R Us.
Okay.
So then we went over there and then we gassed him to come with us and go on tour. So he left the job.
He had to be scared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was with us. But he was with Fat Joe was the biggest thing.
Hey, you got a job, Ernie? Remember? I said,
right.
The kid to pick me up after he embarrassed me in front of Building 1000 in front of him and told me that, yo, you know what I'm saying? That who the fucking why you invited this guy? And he made a big scene. I said, you know what? I don't want to fuck up Pun chances. Let me start walking my job. I went to take the bus to my job. Went in there, and they came back at 2 a.m. They came and picked me up in the back, and I said, I quit to my job, and I went to Miami with them. And that's the same day. That's the same time, actually, where I met Pistol Pete when we got to Miami. Same time. And we took a picture. Look at it.
The Bronx coming after KRS is the biggest thing in Bronx history. Man. Like, don't be
there you go. Gotta
clear,
fix that.
man. These
Gotta
dudes
fix that
like,
line.
nah, B, like you.
Wait.
So,
I want to put you in another zone. I want to pull up. I want to put you in another zone. I'm putting you prior problems, the crew.
That road is dry.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies.
Because I gotta be honest, my nigga. I remembered a lot of great times. I remembered so many. Like, I know that there's a little shit online now and what it is, but I remember the Terror Squad album release, The Tunnel. I remember the music. I remembered, because
went all out. You know what I remember?
Because remember too, being
He said I went all out.
What I remember, Flex. There's a lot of people that I look up to. The biggest people I ever look up to, and never put nobody on, and never gave nobody millions of dollars.
Yo, he never gave nobody millions of dollars.
And only thought about
he had to give Punch.
So what you gotta understand is I made it by myself. I went to Apollo Theater.
This is who he really
amateur night at the Apollo Theater. Made it myself.
Yo, stop.
Stop,
because I want you to understand where his emotions went. Emotions went into the selfish, narcissistic shit. Nobody gave me nothing. Nobody put me on. I had to put myself on and work hard and all of this. This is where his mind went. Instead of seeing what Flex said, he remembered a good time. Remembers that, we earned our shot, nigga. He tries to take the part that we earned our shit. I just told you how much shit we earned. It's never earned to him in his mind. In his eye, the way he looking at it, it's about what he had to go through. Now he has to put us through. That's why it was all that paying dues. That's why I had to pay dues, extra dues, because he's charging us what the game did to him. This is how narcissistic he is. And he can't even see that, but I know I could see that as a smart individual. Hoping y'all can see that too. But he went from a conversation where he said, yo, I remember good times. I remember y'all working together. Y'all make beautiful things happen. He said, no. You know what I remember? Me. And he had to take Flex through that, the fucking Beluga where he was trapped in a pond and then the fish tank broke and he fell on the sewer and he fucking raped them in there and he fucking gave birth to blowfishes and the blowfishes fucking ate his fucking tail off. Then he skipped to the lake. That's why he's remembering right now. Like, hey.
Wait. So Just the Music asked, was Joe doing the 24K promo shows with you? He remembers seeing Raul and Gilly as hype men, but not Joe.
Yeah, the whole Terror Squad was with me. Besides Joe.
Besides
Full Flex, Raul, Gilly. Everybody was on, they sided. They fell in line with me. They knew I was the next one up. They loved what I was doing. They knew, we was going to blow up. And I was taking them, all of us. Joe didn't want to come with us because he was too busy in the background hating on me. Hating, because he was invited. I used to get mad at him for him not coming to my shows. One of my brothers.
Not even coming to the studio sessions, right? He came to like
only to the studio sessions. Like he gave me the fucking the distant treatment, and I'm like, yo, what's up with y'all? He throw messages to like Raul, Flex. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Why he not here with us? You know what I'm saying? And not just the fact that I wanted my friend to be there. I was giving you 20%, motherfucker. So if I do a show in fucking Atlanta, why you not? You got room and board. You could come with me. You don't want to come, but I got to give you 20% of my shit. Every time they pay me, I got to give you 20%. Like, earn your money in my mind too. Like, yo, I'm paying you. It's not like you're doing it. I want my brother to be in for free and support because it's like, yo, you don't want to be here, you got other things to do. Which in my mind, I thought, because he was the leader, plus he had bigger business things sometimes. But make some time for me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I needed you, and that was a big rift between me and him.
So Bruce G says, so Cuban Link wasn't there when Pun rapped for Joe the first time. You're the one that went up to Joe and said, yo, can my man rap for you?
I introduced Joe to Pun and Pun and Joe.
Oh my God.
I introduced him in front of the bodega, Tinton Avenue, 166. I introduced him. Coming out, he was getting a Pepsi in the back. I knew Joe already from playing softball. Like I told you, we had a relationship through the street TS already with me because I live around the area. Pun didn't live in that area. Pun was in Soundview, that side. So Pun used to come see me to chill as a brother. We used to go play ball. We used to do everything. So we met up there. When we was there, Pun, me and Pun was just chilling there, like in the afternoon one day. We was chilling in front of that store because we used to always chill there. The TS, everybody used to chill there. But we came early that day, and Joe pulled up. He went inside and was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "What's up, my nigga?" He gave me a dab. He gave dab to Pun, but he didn't know Pun. He went in there to get a Diet Pepsi. Pun told me, "Yo, tell that nigga I want to spit for him, twin." And I said, I tell him. So I went in there and I told Joe, hey, yo, my G, it's cool for my brother to spit around for you. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, let me just get a Pepsi. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Came out, I told Pun, I said, yo, he said, cool. I said, cool. Like shorty, you know what I'm saying? Excited. That was Joe. We looked up to him too. So I did that. And when he came out, you know what I'm saying? He Pun blew the sun, cracked the sky and blew the sun away. Me and my brothers play hardball, strictly hardcore lyrics, still unfinished breaking God's laws. My job's raw, but I got to do it. Feeling how to boot. They said, you might get shot and lose a lot of fluid. Spot I blew it at an early age. I was just a curly braids. I would earn a wage with a 30 gauge. Many ways to get paid if you got divorced. Load the clock and cause. Hardest cop to drop his drawers. Stop and pause. Let the shotty go up his butt and finish up with some body blows and uppercuts. That's what he kicked. That's the rhyme he kicked. He blew the shit out of, his mind. And, the Beluga started blowing. So,
right.
Yeah, though.
So Just the Music said, is there any reason why Armageddon wasn't on 24K?
Not really a specific reason. Still, it was still cool, but he was playing distant too. He was being distant. He started producing a lot, and the Terror Squad was happening. So he got involved with the Terror Squad album more than mine, and he never used to really come up there. I wanted him to be there. I wanted to listen. I wrote the welcome mat to all the Terror Squad people and all the New York City rappers. Niggas from my hood, TUD used to come to my studio. Billy D, Buck 50 from Forest, Coleon. He was part of Cartel. Niggas from Yonkers. The GIs, Ghetto Inmates from Lower East Side, True Life, Rays was part of my fucking, you know what I'm saying? Sunkiss, Reef Hustle was part of my shit. I opened up doors to all of them, all of my homies, all of the Punch homies, all of Terror Squad, Showbiz, and all of them. I was like, yo, come over. They did the first beats. Like they was the first ones in my studio. Buck Wow, come on, man. Joe hated from a distance that I had this connection with everybody, and everybody was gravitating around me. I'm telling you, he was hating from the back. I just didn't see it that way. And I was getting mad why he wasn't there as a friend and as a business person that walked me through this game. So this fat Beluga was the one hating. And I couldn't believe it because I was blind to the fact that we all on the same team. If I win, he wins. If he wins, we win. But he wasn't looking at it like that. But go ahead.
All right.
And went back to my hood and put 4 or 5 dudes on and gave them all $500,000.
Well, yes, I'm at that, Joe.
Okay,
I'm
all right, you're not there yet.
Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah.
I'm on, you know
because
where I'm at with
I did feel like it was harder for a Hispanic rapper to crack into the game.
The problem is
at the time,
is,
when you were coming through.
The problem is
trying to make sense of it.
Still hard.
Yeah,
no
and so,
but
that's what I'm like.
But the problem is, we ain't with excuses. Terror Squad is a different type of DNA.
Yeah,
we were
greedy,
born
fat
with a
fuck
different
DNA.
type of DNA. That is a fact. And we are warriors. And if this wasn't rap music, we would be the guys fighting in the movie Troy on the front line with swords, chopping hands.
No, you
off,
didn't. You
getting
ran away
chopped
in
off.
Connecticut.
We
Terminated,
a different
you
kind
out.
of DNA. We're not laying down for nobody.
So
no matter what you
lay
throw at
down.
us.
When Pun was blowing up, right? Were the other members okay with Pun blowing up?
I believe so. Everybody
It felt
was
like good
happy.
energy.
You know, it wasn't until Pun died that the energy changed.
But I want to be. I
And
want to
if
be
there
before
was-
Pun died.
if there
I'm not before that. I'm not before that.
Trying to walk him down,
Joe,
but you don't
look,
want to
it
get
was a
walked
great
down.
energy.
You done a lot.
Nah,
He doesn't want to go to that
and I
Jimmy's.
remember that energy.
Listen, it was a great, phenomenal energy.
Yeah,
we all loved each other. Supposedly, we
We
all
did.
loved each other.
I did. Well,
So
you did.
when you
Fuck that
were
bitch.
working on the Cuban album, were you actively working on an album for him? Was he like almost complete? Did it ever come out?
No. What happened was we worked on that album. We spent over $1,800,000.
Joyfully.
This is how I lost my label deal with it.
Look. He lost his table deal because of me, because he jerked me.
We had DMX, Pink.
Pink, he has nothing.
Whoever
He never
wanted
got me Pink.
$250,000, the Neptunes was the hottest dudes. Here's $250,000 for your beat.
Liar.
Whoever the
Neptunes
biggest
got
guys you could-
22,000. Yo, stop.
Yeah, I stopped it.
This went to a pinata of lies. This nigga, he started with one little lie, with one little thing, and then out of nowhere, the fucking explosion of lies out of nowhere. He just went, yo, he's good. This fat Beluga is the, I'm trying to tell you, that's why I had such a hard time in my fucking career, because he is I think he's the greatest liar. For him to say, Pink, he never got me Pink, guys. God rest in peace. Footprints, a dancer for Janet Jackson. He got me Pink. Pink wasn't even blown up yet. Pink had one song, one video. Loved her from there. Pink wasn't even nobody as big as anybody. I got through Footprints. The dancing guy for Janet Jackson. He was dancing for Pink at the time. And he was one. So I got Pink without Atlantic, without Joe. I brought it as a surprise and for myself and what it is. The Neptunes, he said he paid them $250,000. He's a liar, piece of asshole, crap, dumpster juice, baloney phony. I was there when he was in the conversation because I wanted that beat so bad. I was like, yo, it's time for me to pick my beats. So Joe would have to call these people, because what Joe do, he's trying to befriend the beat makers guy so he could get money from the label, and he'll tell them, yo, put 10,000 on top of that. So the guy, the beat maker, when they give him 30,000, you know what I'm saying? He'll take 10,000 and they keep 20. That's how he greases up the labels. That's what he did. And that's what he did with the whole Terror Squad album. That's why it flopped. Because he had this little fucking game there. Right? He was running the Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme that he got for Market America. That's why he says, the train, in the Joe and Jada show, the Kiss and Crack show, he goes, the train. That's what he do. The invisible train. Go check it out online. The invisible train speech. The Ponzi schemes. That's what he does. Master Ponzi schemer. So the Neptunes, they got $22,000 and $500. $22,500. That's right. $22,500. That's the price that the Neptunes was at. That's how early I caught him. I caught him after Put Your Eyes Where My Eyes Can See, after Busta Rhymes joint. And they was giving actually Joe on some love, they was giving him a cheap price. Matter of fact, they didn't even want to go up and down. They said, yo, our price is that. I was there in the conversation. And then that's why I met Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? The other Neptuners that they came in, the whole Planeteers came in on Secession, and there was great guys. They mixed and mastered my song, Still Telling Lies. So for him to say he paid, like, my budget was like, I was being frivolous with my budget. I was just giving out that he gave this out of his own pocket. Like, here, because I love you so much. This is why he's trying to make the picture. Guys, do y'all understand what's going on here? Do you understand the spinning he's doing? Do you understand the lies that he's doing? Want to let y'all know. Bring it back. Come rewind.
Yo, shout out to the legend Claude for the donation, man. Was Joe an executive producer on 24K? Of course he was going to be listed as that to get more points.
Of course he was. I mean, Craig comment, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Think of in the world to come get on his album.
Mm-hmm. If your neck looks like this, you need to watch this video. When you sit at your desk or use your phone, your head protrudes.
And
this is before Pun passed.
This was before Pun passed.
Before Pun passed, you're working on Cuban's album.
Around the time Pun was about to pass.
So this is your label situation.
Yes.
Through Atlantic, Lior comes to you. You're already signed to Atlantic.
Lior, he wasn't there. It was Craig Kalman.
Craig Kalman. You're already signed to the label as a soloist. You've already sold units.
I already went gold.
You already sold units, made the label money. We want to know what the label wants to know. What does Fat Joe feel next?
I have Cuban Link.
Okay, now because Pun's on Loud.
I have Cuban Link.
So Cuban Link was your next project.
I'm buying, you ever see those
Yeah, the
things that advertise stuff that go through Manhattan.
He forgot. Wait, guys.
We didn't even have an album, and we have them things.
He forgot the Terror Squad album is very important. He skipped me. He skipped my shit. It was Big Pun, Capital Punishment, Don Cartagena. Supposed to be next. That's what Flex is right there at that time. That's why I'm supposed to come out. He skipped my shit for Terror Squad album. Why? Because that will make Joe more money. He was getting like 20% with Atlantic. That's the way he did it. He pushed my album back for the Terror Squad album so he could make more money. The album didn't do as great. So like almost like I think gold. Barely it went gold. You know what I'm saying? But that was his choice. Pun passes away and all of that. That was his choice when he did that. He promoted the Terror. My show was already. I've been working on my album for a whole 24K. I've been working for a whole year. So he's giving Craig Kalman the runaround with my album, but it's really he wanted to push his shit, and that's what he did after. Also, remember he had he's supposed to put Armageddon project out, or you know what I'm saying? Armageddon really after me, but he put the Terror Squad album again with Remy. And Remy took the light of that whole Terror Squad album. That's why Remy skipped Armageddon's turn and Tony Sunshine's turn, because Remy came in. That's what he was trying to do to me. When I did the Terror Squad album, he thought, or he wanted somebody else to outshine me when I already worked for my shine. I've been working on my shine off the books, the Veronica record, you know what I'm saying, the street, the toe to toe. I was bubbling. He wants to throw me in with the team again, so my fucking shit. But anyway, let's go. Keep on talking.
going by with Cuban Link.
Now, is this after the Terror Squad album? Because you had a Terror Squad album on Atlantic.
It's after the
Terror Squad album happens, right? So now we're at your first soloist on your label, which is Cuban Links. He's recording, right? Pun's Alive. Is everyone in good spirits there?
Everybody was
amazing.
As far as I knew, everybody was in amazing.
No,
and on top of that, so he's making money, of course, from the budget.
Further on,
but he's making money from the budget.
I bought him a house.
No, I'm not.
Flex,
I'm making money from the street.
My own money, a $250,000.
Wait. Let's rewind that because he says that he bought the house from his own money.
Your label, which is Cuban Links, he's recording, right? Pun's Alive. Is everyone in good spirits there?
Everybody was
amazing.
As far as I knew, everybody was in amazing spirits.
And on top of that, so he's making money, of course, from the budget.
Further on.
But he's making money from the budget.
I bought him a house, Flex, personally, my own money. A $250,000 house in Jersey.
Stop. This nigga said he bought me a house, y'all. You see why I be going nuts? And then y'all believe him? Like, for people to believe that? Why am I frozen?
You're not frozen. Are you frozen?
Yeah, frozen here.
Oh, there you go.
For this dude, for this fat animal fucking species to say he bought me a house, yo, it's so like disrespectful to me as a man. Imagine another guy buying me a house like I'm a fucking gay nigga or something. When I got a family, I got my wife and my son at the time. I bought that house. I was proud to buy that house with my own money that I earned doing what I did, because my family at the end, my wife's family at the time, thought I was gonna be a piece of shit. Thought I was a bum. I was living under their shit. I got married to their daughter. So for me to buy that house out of my own money is something that I'm very proud of. To put my, to have my own property at the same time, and to put my wife and my son under my roof, and me paying for that, I was proud to be that. So for this dude to try to just take that away with in the public arena, when they ask him a question like that, or they even ask him, he surrendered this like a fucking piece of shit because he still wants to gas Flex that he did so much thing for me. He did so much shit for me. He gave me so much material things, so much money, so much love, that it was so heartbroken when I turned my back on him. I'm the one who betrayed him. This is the picture he wants to paint to y'all. And it's been working for 30,000 fucking years. And I'm like, oh my God. All right, let's go back.
All right.
He was getting beef with the Bloods in the Bronx.
Got you.
So I bought.
Yo, you was beefing with the Bloods?
I wasn't getting the beef with the Bloods. What happened was that situation happened with Liza and Pun's half-sister and Pun's half-brother. They thought that the half-brother that got into beef with the Bloods was me. They thought that they said Pun's brother had a problem with it. So they thought immediately, since I'm known in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, I'm Pun's brother, they thought it was me. But he's such a pussy, piece of shit, betrayed Benedict Arnold type nigga that he threw me under the bus because he didn't have no love already. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm outshining the master Beluga. So now,
Master Beluga,
he's hating me now. He's hating on me. So now he's got to say this. I'm getting into beef. The guy, the gangster, the one who he prides of beating people up in the Bronx. The nigga that well, he got to tell people that I got problems with the Bloods for. It was a misunderstanding with that situation. And it was love. Shout out to Xavier back then. X, my dude. And if he let the people that was there at the time when I had problems with them, or that they thought they had problems with me, when I did, they seen what kind of arsenal I was working with. Gilly, can you please tell the public how Cuban had it with the vest and the 2 Max and I had loaded up y'all niggas, and then we stood there. We stood in my house. We didn't run to Jersey like Joe did. Left us for ourselves again, time of war, because he thought we had problems with the Bloods and all that. But I found out it wasn't that. I had a meeting with people, and we straightened that out, that it wasn't me. But for this faggot to say things like that, you could see what kind of cloth he comes from, man.
Was your house in Jersey though? The one that you ended up buying?
I moved. I was in Patterson, Soundview in the back. I was living out there. That's when the problem started with the whole shit situation. Then after that, I bought a house. I was in transition already. I bought a house in Jersey. So all of that was happening at one time. But I was stationed in Patterson Avenue in Soundview, all the way back by Little Puerto Rico. And that's where all the Bloods was at, from Castle Hill and Soundview. And that's when the meeting happened in front of my house. And I had a house with a fucking like levels. It was like 4 levels. So I was on top of everything, like Scarface, you know, shooting everything down, if anything. Not saying that, but I was ready. And everybody in the terror squad, Alpo, Gilly, Full Flex, we was all strapped. The whole terror squad, the same thing. We was all there, ready for action, just in case. But luckily we talked about it. Certain people, like I said, from there, I think Lord Tariq was even there.
Wow.
Back. And we had a meeting right there, and we understood each other. It was like, nah, nigga, it was not me. That's not me. That's some other half-breed ass nigga came last minute and acting like that's Pun's family. I never seen these guys in my life. Bottom line, straight facts. So that's what happened. And then everything else, but Joe was in Jersey, scared to death. And that's how pussy he is. And now he's pussy when it's I'll beef again, right? Because he already ran in Connecticut for me. Now he's showing me he pussy on this side. When we about to go to war, and it's for me. If I got into beef, this nigga's the furthest away. Yo, he ran the first time, and the other way he's on the phone talking about, you should leave the house, go into a hotel, putting fear in my shit. I'm like, nobody's moving me. Are you fucking nuts? Who's moving me out of my family out of here? You know what I'm saying? So I was on that, and that's just my character. You know what I'm saying? This faggot was telling me to get out of there, move, get in there, like a pussy. And I don't even respect that either. That's very beta-ish of him. He's a beta.
Yo, Riz, make sure you take a tally of how many lies, man. Because we gonna tally this up at the end.
And that's what get me mad, because I start listening to this. I put my mind in it. I put the real life situation of what happened, and this nigga twists everything up for his favor. And he's been living off other people's fucking events, heroic events. When I'm talking about hood shit, that real situations that niggas got down with, it's other people's events. There's a couple of mine that he's living throughout the industry like he did it. He takes credit like he did it, so they scared of him. But it's really be like other niggas shit that they put in that work, and he takes credit for it. So, you know, other people get scared of me. But yeah, let's continue.
Him a house in Jersey before I ever owned the house.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he have to say that?
Cars. I bought him an NSX.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
A jealous person would tell you that. Yo, I got you. Why do he have to buy me anything before he does anything? He doesn't know me. Pun is my brother, not him. Why do he got to go extra like this? Like he didn't even do that shit for Armageddon. He didn't do that shit for Charlie Rock when he came out of jail. He didn't do this for nobody. He didn't do this for Pun. He didn't do this for Pun. What the fuck he got it? What's so special that he's lying, my niggas?
Because you got to disarm the whole he set you up kind of narrative. So it's like, why would I do that if I bought him a house, I bought him a car? Like, this is how good I was to him.
Of course, I know that. I know that that's what he's trying to do, and he did. Because this interview is probably 2008, 9?
This is 2017.
Look at that, 17. Later on, and like for him to do this, it's like this is the narrative we've been painting throughout the industry. So I look crazy. But go ahead.
NXX was like something you can't get out of my pocket.
Okay, not out of his budget, out of your personal.
Out of my pocket.
So he's trying to see.
Pun's alive.
He's trying to say he did this all out of his pocket, which is lies. The fucking $500,000 is a lie. The house he bought me, it's a lie. I bought my own house. The only thing he's right about is the $22,500 car that he gave me. Which was
your money anyways, if you really think about it.
Of course, he already robbed me from the deal that I took $50,000 up front. That shit was even more. So you already know he did it. But this is how he hides. And he plays the Ponzi schemes. He's a Ponzi schemer from birth. God.
Pun's alive. We all having fun. So he's supposed to be.
Now, it's Cuban who Pun was pushing.
Yeah, we was all pushing him.
Like and Pun's like a best friend.
They
were best friends.
At least he gave me that.
He was best friends. When I met him, they was best
that's
friends.
Why he hates
He was doing that for him.
I mean, that's why he hates Pun.
And all I can say is anything you asked for, anything he ever asked for, I gave it.
Now, wait. So, Remy's also in here.
What about the truth? Did he ever give that?
The truth. Just say the truth.
You asked for the truth. You didn't get that.
Crazy, man.
No, Remy
it's crazy.
comes in
Later.
around that time.
You see the
Okay,
fake
so he
bird?
comes in
Fake bird?
around
That's
this
when
time.
that's when we met
He's
Remy.
so uncomfortable.
Okay, so then
love Flex.
I do like. So then this is Annie Up and a couple other songs happening. Now, did Cuban get moved at all, or maybe or back burner when Remy came into the picture?
No.
Nope.
He was still up to bat.
Still up to bat. He was still
Okay.
up to bat. Remy was waiting.
Remy was waiting
Remy
behind
was
Cuban.
Yeah, she was waiting behind.
What about
Okay,
Armageddon?
so now Cuban's album, which I thought came out, I didn't even know it didn't come out. So it doesn't come out, right?
What happens is
Why doesn't it come out?
we about to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mastered, done.
mastered and done. I spend so much money on it, promotions.
He spend much money. My nigga, the label's money. I'm signed directly to Atlantic.
Parties in New York.
Wait. You gotta listen to this. This
I'm
is good
signed
stuff.
directly to Atlantic. Remember this. I'm signed directly to Atlantic. It's not like he's coming out his pocket. This is Atlantic's budget, my budget, because I'm signed as an artist to Atlantic, not
Right.
to Joe. I'm not coming out under Terror Squad, the albums like he's dropping over there, in his own shit. I'm coming out through Atlantic. 24K was through Atlantic. How he's coming out personally from his money. This nigga's a lying piece of shit. Yeah.
Was waiting
Remy
behind
was-
Cuban.
Yeah, she was waiting behind.
Okay, so now Cuban's album, which I thought came out, I didn't even know it didn't come out. So it doesn't come out, right?
What happens is
Why doesn't it come out?
we about to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mastered, done.
mastered and done. I spend so much money on it, promotions, Neptunes, $250,000 videos, parties in New York, Miami, LA, the biggest things you could think of. And then Craig Common comes back to me and tells me, listen, we are gonna only sell 5,000 records.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services.
You see the fucking whistle?
Yo, but they were selling singles at the time, weren't they? At least.
The line. You see how the lies keep getting deeper and deeper? Like he just doesn't stop and he keeps going deeper and deeper into lies. Who could believe him? We only gonna sell 5,000 copies.
Yo, but Q, at that time though, you had dropped singles already, right? So you had Still Telling Lies and you had Flowers for the Dead, right?
Yep.
Weren't they released as single CDs and they were selling in the stores?
I couldn't tell you.
Because if that happened,
I think it was more promotional.
Oh, okay.
To sell the album. I think they tried to do the same thing they did for Still Not a Player.
Because I know Goya, he ended up buying like the singles for Flowers for the Dead, I think it was.
Yeah, Flowers for the Dead was the single, and 25% of the gross was supposed to go to Liza and the kids.
Because I know he has a physical copy that he bought online like recently.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was a dedication song to Pun, but also the proceeds of it, 25% of it, supposed to go to Liza and the kids.
I'm just saying though, like I imagine that single alone sold more than 5,000 copies.
Of course it did.
So that's why I'm saying it's so crazy for him to say that.
So that's why my voice mouth, which is my voice piece, was supposed to be Joe inside there, and supposed to also with Lau, because they should have shared that profit. If it's gonna be a charitable shit for the family, it's gonna be bigger. Why didn't Joe get Lau Records, which Lau was Big Pun was under Lau Records? Get Steve Rifkin and get Craig Common to work together and make it a bigger thing, right? Why didn't he do that? Because he wanted to do nigga, when Pun died, sorry to say to y'all, it's gonna hurt y'all feelings. It was a big relief for Joe. He wanted in simultaneous that nail under his fucking elephant foot, which was Pun. He couldn't stand Pun's fucking flashy self. Couldn't stand it, Pun's swagger, him being right all the time. He couldn't stand the fact what Pun brought me, Triple C's sick one to him, and the world liking us, and they're gonna be next. He couldn't stand that. He couldn't stand Cuban Link having his own crew, rocking with him in tours and making money for his crew, and opening up doors for artists that he doesn't know that Cuban Link is gonna take credit for. That's in his mind. But he couldn't stand that from the back burner. That boy was jealous, man. Real jealous. That envy. And then he got the nerve. That envy. Jealous ones envy. Boy, you're the only one that envies everybody. He's the one. When he says loyalty, remember the album? He's the most disloyal nigga in life. Look what he did to Pun. That's why I used to be like, yo, drive me crazy. Like, I want to really hurt him. Like, even if I take his soul, I wanted to take his soul and put it like inside of a fucking genie bottle and throw that shit in the fucking where Jumanji the game is. I wanted to wrap that shit up with that and put that shit under the earth because that's what the type of anger I have for this dude.
Yo, Jumanji, you taking it back now.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, that's how evil he was moving. And in my eyes, that's how evil he did. Because there's no way in the world, like, yo, how can you say that you love my brother? You did that to his family. You did that to his money, his estate. But then on camera, love Pun. He did everything for me. The other side, you got little Chris coming up. He's a rapper. Blocks him. Son to Pun. Only son. Blocks him from getting a deal. I don't know. It's not me. You know, it's him. You know, it's not. I can't let him get away with this. How? Right. When you know the truth. Anyway, go ahead. Keep on.
Yeah. Link album. Now, it's not 2017. It was when Cameron was selling 300,000 first week. People were really selling tons. If you sold 150, 200 records, you lost.
How much did you sell back
the first week? He was going to sell 5. So
it was in stores. It was a prediction.
It was a prediction, Joe. We're about to sell 5,000.
I remember he did not have a record on the radio at the time.
This is
wait,
not
guys,
a good
stop.
look.
With this one, he's trying to say, I was so whack, I didn't have a hit single. But y'all already know, right? Flowers for the Dead, Still Telling Lies, Hey Mama, the one with Pink. Like I said, I gave myself 4. Those right there could have broke through the fucking sound barrier and made some money. So now he's trying to say that I'm so whack and I didn't have a hit song at all, discredit me for everything. That's the reason. Right? And then remember, there's Pun is out there. He passed away. Terror Squad, the name brand's out there. Cuban Link is still out there. They are ready for Cuban Link forever. He has the nerve to say that I was going to sell 5,000 copies of albums. That was the prediction. Flex, he should have asked me, who made that prediction up? Because he was going to say, oh, that was the company. And he should have told him, but Joe, that's not even logical. Sell 5,000. So he's trying to demean my character. He's trying to demean my artistry, trying to demean the power that I had at that time. So he was hating. He was hating. That's why it's so blatantly, you could tell right here that for you to say those things is that you are obviously hating and hating on me, on my shit. But yet, you're taking credit for my talent behind the scenes. You're telling people a different story behind the scenes. So this evil Beluga is not regular. So we're going to keep on watching. Let's keep on.
Craig Common told me.
But he was considered a good lyricist. Yeah. I remember. But he didn't have a record. He didn't have a record at the moment. Good. So then you had to break that news to him?
I had to break the news to him. Like, yo, they don't want to put out your album, man. So you're only gonna let's push it back. So we use that as the pushing back as an excuse to push it back see if we get another record, we get some energy, whatever. And then he was like, "Yo, I'm waiting."
I remember you calling me a couple times and saying, "Flex, I need to get this Cuban record going." I remember.
I didn't have to call you. I called everybody.
I remember you calling me a couple times.
First of all, if you give me money, anybody that ever gave me money,
it's about him again, guys. Look again.
Anybody that ever gave me money.
So they gave him money.
I don't rob. So what happens is,
I'm giving him money.
If they gave me an opportunity to be a record label, I really wanted everybody to be successful.
And you signed Armageddon. You signed
a Prospect. Never Triple Six. Triple Six to me was always.
And when you say signed, meaning you gave them an album budget.
Album budget.
And they're able to do what they want to do.
$500,000.
And they're able to take some of that money for their personal.
Pockets. All of that.
If they choose.
It was $500,000 for their pocket, then $500,000 for the whatever budget.
It was those 90s.
See, I told you guys that he was gonna say $500,000 for their pocket. Oh boy, earlier was saying, when he say that? He ain't say that. He says the budget.
Yo, we should have took that into court. I should have sued his fat, funky ass, man. I didn't know he was playing. I thought he was a G, man. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Niggas' words beat their bond. And man, for that nigga to be lying like that means he told, that's the excuse he used with white America, corporate America. When they gave him that money, he blamed us. He never gave us that money.
What's he talking about with Sace? He said that Sace was never signed. He was never down.
Because he was. He said he was signed to Terror Squad, the album, of course. He got $7,500 to perform on that. And Joe and Sace also had I don't know how much they got for like an album deal. I know I got my album deal through Atlantic, but I'm not sure. They always making music on their own different studios though. I don't know what label. Maybe it was Atlantic too, but they opened up a budget for each, the Prospect, for Armageddon, and for Sace, and different people from Terror Squad. Like Gilly was with Armageddon, overseeing his project. Raul was with me, overseeing my project. Really, Flex was over me. Raul was with Joe, and then he came to me, and then Gilly was also with Sace, overseeing the project. So, yeah, Sace just asked for his termination.
His release during the Wish Foundation meeting, right?
Yeah, that was around the time too where you know what I'm saying, shit like that happened. Yeah.
All right. When that money was
90, no, they was
around.
getting money, P.
Okay.
Like they was getting money.
So
I was getting money.
Yeah, this is okay. So this is your first hiccup. Have you and Cuban been able to talk at all? Because he seems to express the music seems to bother him. And
What music?
Well, he talks about his. I've heard him talk about his project and what happened in Atlantic. And if I had to say something specific, he says he feels, I guess, because the Pun and what you and Pun were able to do together and accomplish.
I never said that, Flex. You see what I'm saying? Flex be saying some bullshit.
Wait, just let him finish first. Let him finish.
No, but you're already going wrong. You're going wrong with the fucking I ever said about him and fucking Pun. I never say shit like that. I say he's a fucking thief. He just don't want to say it because he's trying to save face.
All right.
He's been scared of being in that truck
you
again.
and Pun were able to do together and accomplish that maybe I could tell by the words he uses that he feels that he didn't benefit enough from that, and he feels that Pun's wife didn't benefit enough from that. How do you feel about that?
Yo, he went all around.
We are not a traditional cafe. We're completely unconventional.
He went around,
and my website really has to capture the same magic.
He went around the Rosie with that one just to ask that question. He tried to ask the Liza question right there. But he said he was very careful how he worded that. that darkness in that trunk was probably quite a flashback. Go ahead.
He didn't have a hit. Right?
I didn't have a hit.
I
No.
can only tell you by statistics.
Look at his face, smiling. He's lying.
He begged to get off of Terror Squad.
Liar.
He wanted out.
Yeah, he wanted out.
Look, he changed it
begged to
again.
get off the
Another
Terror
lie. He
Squad.
begged
The
to get
label,
off
everything.
And he's never had a hot record since. So now,
Did you try to convince him to keep him?
No. Oh, he broke my heart. Like I could not.
Oh, wait.
Stop. Because it's an inside joke. This is what we Terror Squad niggas, like when we be around each other, like when he starts lying, when somebody starts lying, like we know that you're lying, so we gotta laugh. Like that's a fucking reflex reaction right there of a liar. When that nigga said he started laughing, he couldn't believe that shit himself. So he had to fucking laugh. That's why I gotta laugh too. I gotta laugh. It's like, yo, I know you and you know me. And it's like, we know that you're lying, but it's like, if I was looking at this nigga like, yo, you lying, but you know that the people don't know you lying, but you're saying this out loud. Like, what nerve you got? Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on.
You're fucking
Did you try to convince him to keep him?
No. Oh, he broke my heart. Like I could not believe it. He was the first person.
But this is after Pun passed.
Yeah, after Pun passed.
Now, with Pun's passing, did that apply? Did that bring stress to the Terror Squad with Pun passing away?
I was in depression.
Okay.
Me personally, I was seeing a therapist.
Narcissistic again. Wait.
My sister actually
narcissistic again. This is another example of narcissistic shit. He went through depression. Not nobody else. Not Pun's wife. Not the kids. Not me. Not Faith. Not nobody in the team. Just him. He went to depression. Go ahead.
March 1st is my sister's birthday. My sister passed away. My grandfather passed away, and Pun passed away. Fat Joe wasn't himself.
Gotcha.
Fat Joe was getting drunk in Jimmy's every day. I got fat. I was stressed out. It
He was
took
getting
me
people
2
set
years of
up,
seeing a
slicing
therapist to
people,
get over the depression.
stealing money.
Do you remember him being depressed?
If he's talking about enjoying himself, getting drunk and running triz with all of us and fucking spending money and playing Coach Carter and fucking in the rucker, if that's depression, if that's depression, yeah, I saw that. He says that's depression though, but he says that's depression, right? Partying every night at fucking Jimmy's, you know.
He did admit to that though. He has admitted to that he was getting drunk at Jimmy's every night.
Is that depression or that's you fucking? My nigga, you're living your life as an entertainer. You still doing that to this day? What are you talking about? That's depression? What's depression about you getting drunk, fucking bitches, having parties, going to fucking Puffy Diddy parties, and enjoying yourself every fucking night? That's what he's still doing to this day. That's not depression, nigga. That's you are. He's using that again, using the Beluga tactics to draw the crowd in. He even said in one other interview, he said he was like, trying to be like Joe Soprano, right? Tony Soprano. And he said you got to get a therapist. Remember that? You got to get a therapist. Just him. You're not a great leader or a great family member to get like maybe Liza a therapist. Maybe you do that. The kids a therapist. You didn't think of that one. You didn't think about just like other people inside the terror squad that love Pun. You didn't think about getting them a therapist since you're so giving to Cuban. You gave me houses and you gave me cars. You give people that are your friends everything because you are the best friend in the world. Why you had to get yourself a therapist and not nobody else? Why you think only yourself all the time? Go ahead.
We was doing the Pun graffiti wall in 163rd with the Tats crew, and 2 dudes walked by and somebody was like, yo, what's that? He was like, oh, they always do that for Pun. It's been 2 years.
You see that? That's a lie right there.
Said, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. And finally I woke up and said, yo, you can't be depressed. Like real depression. Like coming outside on a sunny day, it looked like it's dark.
This is when he goes to the Joe story. Take your mind off the
So
fact that he fucking
real
stole
depression,
it.
So that's how much I love Pun. I couldn't even believe it. So while I was going through that, people, fake drug dealers, whatever you want to name, because I'm the realest dude. I'm one of the realest dudes ever, but Flex, I'm going to be honest with you. As a human being, like, nobody scares me on the planet to this day. Like, I ain't no security. I got
Oh, from the same borough.
I know.
You don't know.
I'm not scared of nobody, B. So, like, all the fake drug dealers start getting in people's ears.
He's not scared.
When that scared shit comes out, you gotta be scared of. Oh, probably about me. He doesn't scared of everybody. The back of his mind, he had to move from New York. I'm like, forgot. He's scared of nobody. Got that shit in his chest, in the back of his brain. That he knows that I ran him out of New York. So he got to say that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's what he means. I ain't scared of nobody. What the fuck did Flex say you was scared of? Nobody said you was scared in that conversation about anything. But your fucking heart, you already know, nigga. Boo.
It's like, yo, Joe ain't the same. Pun ain't here. You the biggest star. You the one. You the this, that, this.
If Pun hadn't have passed away, you think that
we would have all been cool.
Everything would have been great.
Everything would have been
great. Pun
See,
passed away was the wild card.
You let them tell it. You let them tell it. When you, I don't really want to talk bad or ill of his wife. You understand? Because it's his wife. That's why I've always had kids.
She does. I haven't witnessed her online, especially during the time around when Pun dies, when the anniversary comes up. She does get upset, and she does
because she was robbing them.
She gets upset, and even when you like,
the fact is,
when you post a picture, she gets upset.
Yeah, every time.
I never understood. I don't know why.
Understand it either. The fact is, I don't think they realize that.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services.
You wouldn't know Pun if it wasn't for me. That's how this interview started.
The
fact that they make their money off of Pun still or whatever his legacy, they don't realize that it's because I introduced him to the game.
Nobody realizes
happy with the situation.
Fat piece of burger, fucking beluga, fuck, bitch. Who the yo? Y'all don't see this? I'm doing this for special effects. I've already been through these feelings. I'm just reenacting a fucking, years of the making. But the fucking nerve for this fat nigga to say these things is like, wow. And I'm like, Flex, why don't you? I wish like Flex would have grew some balls right there and asked them the real shit. But then they act like they don't know nothing. I can't ask them that because I didn't know I wasn't there. Because you know enough. 2018, shit, that was recently, right? Yeah, that's the shit that got me out of. Remember that, and I did a response to it. Yeah, that's what got me out. He woke up the bear. He poked the bear again with that interview. That's what got me back on his ass again. Because I was chilling after that. I was chilling from like 2000, after the Bang Bang Boogie up to there. I was chilling. I said, you know what? But this nigga said this interview and sparked it up again. Okay.
And when you first did business with her after he passed, was she happy then?
Well, for me to tell you is, he was my brother, so I was always going to keep it real with her. I was always going to keep it 100 with her. And she came up to me and told me he was broke. She didn't have no money. Now, Flex.
Yo, the Belugarisms are hilarious, bro. Like, it's just a certain movements that he does. Like, when you know he getting ready.
Language.
Yeah.
Why don't Sub-Zero? Yo, Sub-Zero, because he says he's Sub-Zero. Shout out to Sub-Zero. You know, so I'll be checking this shit out, but he always get demonetized and you got to start over. But Sub-Zero said he's an expert in body language. He could tell when people are lying and stuff. He said he took courses. But he shouts out Fat Joe a lot of times. So I want Sub-Zero to pay attention to this interview and other interviews when Joe is uncomfortable and ask him a real question about whatever, me or Liza or the kids, whatever, anything that happens, you know, about real situations. Why don't Sub-Zero? I want you to zoom in, check your man, the Beluga Joe, check his mannerisms, and come back with a report for us, okay? Shout out Sub-Zero, though.
In a report?
Yeah.
He did it.
She did. She told me. We was in Jimmy's. Personally.
This is when after he passed.
He made more money than me, bro, when he was alive.
Mm-hmm. You already heard
he had 17 motorcycles in front of his house.
He makes more money. Yet he found out you're stealing Pun's money. That's why he's stealing Pun's money, because he made more money than him. Now, remember, this is hindsight. This is back then. Later on, look at him. Those words right here. He made more money than me. And then jealousy, boy. That jealousy hurts.
Yo, is this part true? Like, watch this.
He made more money than me, bro, when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Pun had 17 motorcycles in front of his house.
That's
Pun
17.
had a limo on 24-hour service. Look, I don't even.
I love the way he was moving.
No. He was.
I love the way he was
in front of your in-stores, throwing 10,000 at the fence. Pun.
He
wanted to die broke. Like, he literally.
Exaggerations.
Furs for all the kids, dogs to match the furs. So if he had a blue dog from Europe.
That part's true?
Pun was the swagger wagger master. Pun had the fucking charisma and the fucking swagger and the style, the fashion, unmatched.
Wow.
He was jealous of him. That's why he's
saying 17 motorcycles?
Like jokingly demeaning him, but jokingly like he gave it to him. Pun worked for his money. Pun worked. My brother, that fat motherfucker, every day had a show. Went on tour. Came back. Working that stage, nigga. Working them interviews. That shit ain't easy. Just like me, I learned from that. That was our hustling spirit. I did all of that. That's why I made money. That's why Pun made extra money. He did songs with everybody, features with people he didn't even know, but he was still charging them $100,000. Yeah.
But did he have 17 motorcycles?
Pun could have never made more money than Joe. Remember, 50-50.
Right.
It had never. Joe made the same money Pun made. And Joe made money off his own shit, so Joe made more money than Pun. Fuck out of here. He's lying again, Kappa.
Okay, but what about the 17 motorcycles?
Not 17, but it was like 3, 4.
Okay. What about throwing $10,000 and?
It wasn't 10,000, but it was like 1,000.
Okay, what about the 24-hour limo service?
24-hour limo service.
Okay, so that part's true. And then the fur and all that stuff. All right.
Yeah, true. Fur for the kids to fucking custom made. Yeah, dependential.
Wow.
Up, he had the blue fur for the kids. It was nothing he wasn't spending money on, right? But I didn't think he was broke. So when she told me that, I said, listen.
Or was she not putting up money for her?
He was spending all the money.
As it came in.
A lot of people spent money. The whole hip-hop game spent money, Flex. Okay. I've spent money. I've went broke spending money. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So when she told me it was like that, I said, listen.
I went a little broke with money.
What?
Have some records. No, go ahead, do it. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. No.
All right.
My divorce too. I just wanted to bring that up. But I'm back. Go ahead.
I turned around, but it's because you a fighter and you a Leo and you back. A lot of people lay down, Flex. People be mad because they lay down. I don't lay down, Flex. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is, so then I turned around and I said, listen, I'm going to get you this money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People feeling sorry for Pun right now. But what do you do? She said, I do beauty salon or whatever. So I said, listen, we're going to get you enough money to open up 6, 7 beauty salons.
And did you, so you gave enough money for that?
I had to publish, she got hundreds of thousands of dollars.
To open up salons?
No, for whatever.
Whatever she wanted to do.
How she spent that, you ask me, she was used to spending crazy money. My wife is used to spending money.
Do the leg move.
Right now,
do the leg move, TA.
If I died tomorrow and
my girl likes to spend. Let's listen to the story.
Listen,
Ma.
Right now, my wife loves to spend money, and my family are very spoiled. My biggest fear is if I listen.
Damn ass.
If I die now, the money that I thought I looked out for them for the insurance, they will spend that money in 4 months. Because they're so used to like Mr. Chow every night.
Yeah.
You understand?
Fat Joe's gonna pop out a record, sell a million units, and they're gonna be back in the
I'm out here on
Grammys.
every plane in the world.
Back to the bed,
you know, trying to get $1 to make sure they catch suntans. So unfortunately, she spent the money on wisely. Now you got to understand, I did whatever I could to be a real brother. The realest. I actually think I'm the realest dude in the world. So when I turn around and that's happening, I look from the outside in. Like I told you, I'm realistic. And I said, damn, Joe and Pun used to be together like this.
Mm-hmm.
If Pun's wife is saying that Joe don't take care of them kids, that they going homeless and this and that.
You don't,
Joe's
you
a
fat
foul
bastard.
dude. Do you know how hard it was for me to try to prove to people that I wasn't a foul dude? Do you know how much they was trying to destroy me? Every single time I brought an album out, every time I fought from hell to get back up and make it rain, they were doing press conferences the day my album signed.
Rightfully so.
Saying that I'm the bad word, I've jerked them, they're
You are the
homeless,
devil, you fat
I
loser.
had like a smear campaign going up, and
You
still to
always
this
have
day,
it.
it's a smear campaign going up against
And he was Pun was 2 albums in.
2 albums in.
You know, just for an understanding of Loud Records.
Never recouped.
And
Big Pun never recouped.
I want to tell you
Fat
something.
Joe never
That's how
recouped.
he kept them.
You get
We
next
both
budget.
been double
Lies in
playing.
them saying
You
that.
get another budget, and then you got the album. So people got a misconception that they thinking that, you know, Big Pun had a water fountain of money coming out, and Joe's robbing them and this. I work
That's
for
what you
everything
did,
I
you
got.
fat
dude.
bitch.
Loud Records and all the labels that were there, and I could say it, I didn't get $1 million to my 5th album in. I didn't get $1
You
million.
caught a
They
million.
go
Five-
flex.
You ain't catching me.
Yo, you caught them label deals, Joe. Them label deals. No, you was catching them label deals when there was overhead.
Exactly.
And
put them on blast,
That
flex.
overhead was a magnificent.
Look at that.
yo,
Overhead was
Yeah,
let me tell you how
yeah,
overhead used to work, New York.
Got all this shit for
Get a
Tony
label.
Flex, all them deals.
They
for
give you-
Tony. He got all them deals with him. So that's why he was like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The inside joke. He was milking the fucking game. These niggas are disgusting.
Don't you think that like you gotta respect Flex for what he's contributed to hip hop, right? But don't you think he be dick riding people too much? Like whenever they on the interviews, he be like, it's a little too much.
He's part of the Beluga, but he's supposed to. He's supposed to grease up a little bit, you know.
It's a little too much though,
No,
bro.
he does. But I'm just trying to say, you know, that right now he greased the wrong one up. But at least he kept it. He kept it fair though. He did it. He greased them up, but he set them up for the right questions a little bit. That's why I commend Flex for that. He should have said. He should have told him. He should have told him. Why did you put me in that trunk that day, Joe? That's why I was waiting for that.
In the morning and run the label like a quarter or some shit, and then when you put out an album, you know, I keep it 100. When you like me and Joe, we were selling units. You know, Joe's still selling. I don't put them out no more. Once you get that goal, you know that was able to go re-up and get a bigger budget. He said to go platinum, I need more money.
No, it was great.
See,
it was
there
great.
you go.
Nah, you're right.
So, but
Yeah,
see,
he is right.
Pun was only 2
But
albums in.
what
He
the fuck-
wasn't at that place yet to get the big budgets.
Yeah, but he was making a lot of money for
Shows.
Big Pun's the
But
only
shows.
guy
Was he making them from shows?
most from shows, but his budget he rocked. We rock Steve
50%
Rifkin,
to that
legend.
fat
Like
dude
we
right
was
there.
like, are you
Pun
kidding
was
me?
sharing the
Big
50%
Pun
every
was getting
show for him.
serious dough, my man. Like real dough, like big dough. Like I look at him and I be like, damn, how put the nigga Pun go and come back a month later from on tour with duffel bags of money.
He had to give you
Duffels,
50%,
Yo,
you
what
fat
up, man?
bastard.
Duffel bags of money.
So
He made tons of money.
Have you and Bun's wife been able to talk lately?
No, we can't
or
talk.
get it to a better place?
Nah, we can't talk. We'll never talk.
Of course, we'll never talk.
It is what it is with them, with me, with
Yeah, 'cause
whatever
you
the
got
case
caught,
may be.
nigga,
Cuban Link will
robbing
never
your
talk.
family.
I felt like
robbing your
Wait,
brother.
you hear? He just said me and Cuban Link, we will never talk.
We'll never go talk. I don't know who the fuck who told him that we would talk. Y'all better get that out your head. Like those that want to interfere. You know what I'm saying? Like the hocus acting like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to make peace. There's no peace, nigga. That nigga don't want peace. Not just me, I don't want peace. He don't want peace. Because if you wanted peace, he would tell the truth. He would tell the truth. You could get me to get closer to you. To talk maybe with a little more respect with your name in it. If you say the truth. But that fact it never gonna be. You know, he's not. He's a liar. And that
Yo, Alvin,
the world knows it.
he said he robbed a whole gym of 70 kids. I don't remember him saying he robbed an entire lunchroom, unless you're saying that he ate all their food or something like that.
Probably did that one. I believe that one instead of the gym. He robbed the lunchroom for everybody's food. Yeah, I probably do.
I had 100 chocolate milks in a sack.
100,000 chocolate milks and a roast of new pork.
I had the lunch lady carting out the whole lunch.
Don't give a fuck what you thought. I got 100.
I got 100 chocolate milks.
100 chocolate milks. Yeah.
All right, well, this is like the main stuff that he says. He doesn't really go. He's changes the subject after this, anyways.
All right, so yeah, but that really sparked me up. I wasn't even thinking about that dude at that time and everything, but he said he did this interview, and that's what got me back. That's when I did my response with everything. I think I had the Nisi shirt. I think I was at the casino bench, and I was talking about it. I came back and I said certain things. It sparked up again. You know, not that it was over in my mind, but I wasn't really trying to, you know what I'm saying, go on wax or on public out there just hating on this dude. I calmed down for a minute. I was working on my music, and I wasn't even thinking about him. But he knows how to bring me up. You know, sometimes the fucking beluga fishes me out. I know I'm the master fisher of the beluga, but he fishes me out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was.
All right, man.
Yeah, so basically, man, yeah, this was just a rundown through the past, give more validity to people's words back then, and to make y'all understand what I was on in the same time period, and to really hold them accountable for things, and to understand more the clarity of the story that this beluga has been falsifying, and you know what I'm saying, and in his own words of how he lies. Right now, y'all know him as Cap Joe for a reason. This didn't start like recently. It might seem to y'all, but he's been doing this behind the scenes before YouTube, before the cameras was off, camera phones. I would have been caught him on this type of shit if I had camera phones back then, and the world would have caught him. But he's been doing that, and then he has.
If that fight in Miami happened today and you had a phone,
we had next
people had phones.
We had Nextels. We didn't have the camera on the phone. Yeah. So, you know, yeah. So I hope y'all understand and enjoyed it. Trying to open your eyes up to the truth. I know y'all want to keep that veil there because y'all don't want to believe all this truth. Truth is fucking horrifying sometimes, ugly. But
let's do another one this week because I got some clips I want to get your commentary on.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, let's do another
interview too. I'm due for another one.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that too.
You had a lot of guests in your shows that you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They've been talking a lot about, you know, their story. And I like to comment on it. Bring clarity and the truth into it. Because, you know, they know how they learn method. This is the beluga master. This is the master one that's on top. The leader beluga is him. The beluga Nadi is the other little beluga blowfishes that are under him that take his actions and take his lead, and they do their own little line. And that's what they all get caught up in. You see the Pistol Pete story now? He put a fucking
wait, save that for the interview, because I really want to ask you about that.
My shit, I can talk about
it. No, you've already spoke about it though. Anyways, that's why you spoke about it.
Remy with the fucking the stories he come out with,
right?
With the lion, and they all coming out. And listen, I am gracious. I'm grateful for this. Very grateful for it that we have this nowadays, and people have to really get on here and show who they really are.
Well, I like us doing the play-by-play though, because then you get to really break down the belugarisms and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the belugarism, the beluga mind, everything. You have to dissect. You have to dissect the beluga really to understand how evil and devious he's been throughout the years, and how
dissect them into sashimi.
They're gonna make some what is it? Sushi rolls.
Yeah, sushi roll. Beluga roll.
We go to Benihana's again. We gotta go to Benihana's and serve the beluga. Yeah, but brother, you already know, man. I love you. Thank you for doing this for me. Shout out to Panda and Cuban. I really appreciate this content. It's so real. Salute to both of you guys. God bless. God bless you.
Yeah, you guys. Sometime during this week, we'll find a good time, and we're gonna break down another one of these, because I got 3 long clips where Joe's talking about Cuban, and I wanted to get his take on it.
Yeah, we'll go back to the past. It's like we're gonna call these shits like the Vietnam flashbacks or something. You know what I'm saying? And when we go into this, but we definitely got to talk about the present and
right.
the future, because it's time. Remember, we gotta shift gears. I know how to shift gears. Because it's my fucking life. So I shift gears when I want to shift gears. So now we're going to keep talking about this beluga, but we're going to keep exposing the beluga and seeing what he is. And we're going to hold him accountable. We're going to put a microscope on his motherfucking actions and details so y'all can really understand it. I don't want you to get mad at me to be mad like me, because I'm not mad at all. I'm saying I do this shit because I'm just like so astonished, you know what I'm saying, by the way he could gas and fool people. It's like, am I really that smart, or people really that dumb? So I don't believe that people are dumb. I think Judge just didn't see what I saw. So right here, we're going.
Well, you have to also remember, people give you so much shit, right? But like at the same time, in recent times, he starts bringing you up too. You know what I mean? Like, or like does the subliminal stuff, and it's like, well, even if you were about to get off of talking about him, he brings you back.
Of course. I mean, that's the yin and yang, and then the fucking villain and the hero, it's like that. And
you was about to throw him back into the water, right? And then next thing you know, he's stuck on the hook. Yeah. He's pulling you back.
His fucking tail. No, he missed it with his mouth, but his tail got stuck. That's what happened. And now you got me going for the ride. But yeah, man, it's your boy Cuban Link. You already know Panda Chop. Go check out his shit if y'all not already have done, which I'm sure y'all did, but. Panda is another reason he inspired me to do my little podcast also, and say my stories with a little bit of science and math to it, so I could tell my stories while he concentrates on other things. I don't want him to just concentrate on Cuban Link, which is the best story he ever fucking had in his life. But I want him to go further too, and does what he does. His journalism, and take it to the top, man. Being Channel 4 News or some shit one day.
Channel 4 News.
He's great at what he does. So once again, man, thank y'all for joining my live and for your donations to the revolution, and the Cuban Revolution will be televised. Panda, you got any last words?
I appreciate you guys for pulling up, man, and supporting Cuban. It's
supporting YouTube.
What? It's supporting me too, yeah, but it's just that your story is so important, so I appreciate people tuning in for that.
No doubt, I appreciate you.
All right, man. Peace, y'all.
Brother.